Hey guys, if you enjoy the Drunken Peasants podcast, be sure to go to audibletrial.com/Drunken Peasants to get your free audio book. They have books like The God Delusion or Mr. Mercedes by Stephen King, also 150,000 other titles to choose from, so be sure to check that out. It supports the show and you get a free audiobook in the process, so what the fuck do you have to lose? Tacos. The Drunken Peasants podcast is satirical in nature, and while we do occasionally delve into serious issues and discussions, our primary purpose is to entertain and amuse. In other words, don't take this shit too seriously.
Coming to you live from the frigid armpit of America, this is the Drunken Peasants podcast with Ben and TJ, bringing you opinions of the news from an altered perspective.
Fuck it! Say, man, you got a joint? No, man.
I don't have facts to back this up.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
What the fuck you talking about, atheist?
It's okay.
You're nothing, TJ. You're garbage.
I just want to be light.
You're garbage, TJ.
And now, here are your hosts, Ben and TJ.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Welcome to the Drunken Peasants podcast, where we DP the fuck out of the news. I am Ben, and I am here with TJ and Scotty.
No, we're not here.
I'm not here either.
We missed the show.
The minions of the Drunken Peasants podcast.
I'm elsewhere.
No, where are you?
Elsewhere.
Where?
Elsewhere.
He's elsewhere.
Where, though?
Else.
He's in the land of elves.
Where?
Else, motherfucker.
Else.
Do you speak it?
Thing sucks.
Yeah,
If I keep sitting like this,
TJ
my
does
leg is
suck.
going to fall asleep.
Okay.
It's going to be bad.
How do you...
Well, your brain has already been in permanent slumber anyway.
How would you prefer to sit?
I don't know. I'm working on finding the energy to move to a new position. So.
Okay.
TJ randomly bought some chairs today.
Yeah.
He's like,
How is it random?
It was pretty random. It was just like we were like all hanging out. You're like, well, let's just
You
go by
challenged
Goodwill.
me to buy a chair, motherfucker.
Yeah, I did.
Scotty pretty much was like, I dare you to buy chairs. And I was like, fine, I will.
Well, he's like, he described his like perfect chair. He's like, I want a Lazy Boy, but a Lazy Boy ripoff, and I want it to be like $15. And it's all like, I'm like, okay, because like me and Holly were giving TJ shit about like, he's like, I want to get a chair, but it has to be this kind of chair, and it's like, well, just get a fucking chair then. And then Holly was like, do you really need a chair, TJ? And he's like, I need a chair, just because he was challenged on it. He's like, I really need a chair today.
So you just decided that there was a did you know where you wanted to put the chair? Or?
Yes.
Yeah, he did know.
There's a void in my life that only
chair.
two red chairs from Goodwill could fill.
Okay, and where did you put them?
They're going down in my room, buddy.
Into your room?
Yeah, my
His
rum.
rum.
Into my rum, where I drink my room.
I gave TJ my old TV when we bought like the 60-inch TV like last year. I'm like, you can have this one. I've had it for like 7 or 8 years, and he's like, okay. I'm gonna watch movies and shit on it, but he had nowhere to sit. He's like, okay, well, it's just been sitting down there for like about a year now.
Yeah, so I've decided to finally buy a chair so I can actually use.
He can now use it
the
finally.
TV that's been in my room.
You know what? I think we're having some technical issues so far.
Sexual issues.
Things are looking pretty messed up. Yeah, it's looking pretty bad. So
Uh-oh.
I think we need to come back. So we'll be back.
Connection issues. Shit on it, but he had nowhere to sit. He's like, okay, well, it's just been sitting down there for like about a.
All right, sorry about that. I think we were having some connection issues, but it seems like we're okay now.
Yeah, we're all right. We'll be okay.
I just
Somehow, some way.
Let's just blame Canada.
I always have hated Canada. And, you know, the mark of their
I've always
country...
hated Canada.
I've always hated Canada. You know, the mark of their country is a leaf, and as we all know, leaves are evil. So...
I like how you really can't goad Canadians into saying anything. Like, I literally call them evil, and they're just, like, so, like, oh. I don't know really how to respond to that, so I'm just going to be like, I see.
Oh.
Because I've said to a bunch of them now, I'm like, fucking Canadians, you guys are fucking shit. And they're just like,
Oh.
I see.
I see. Ah, interesting.
Now, see, that wouldn't work if you went to somewhere like Texas or something. You're like, Texas might not be the best state, you know, some mild statement. And then you have like 5 guys pointing guns at you and like declaring Texas to be the greatest state of all time and should be its own
It's
country.
not a state, it's a republic.
Yeah, the
Scotty.
Republic of Texas.
The People's Republic. It's definitely not a People's Republic.
Yes, I think we're finally running the way we should be. I don't see any.
But never criticize
issues.
Texas, man. Whatever you do, never criticize Texas.
The only people that think Texas is cool are people from Texas.
But there's so many of them.
Oh, that's true.
They are legion, Ben.
And obviously that's a joke. I'm sure there are people who don't live in Texas that like it. But
Oh, of course. There's plenty of people like, oh, Texas is awesome. And it's like,
I guess there's like some really dumb guys who used to watch Walker Texas Ranger, maybe. When you're in Texas, look behind you. They're like, oh yeah.
I've always wanted to go to Austin, but that's I
Maybe
heard
if
it's like
I
not
go
like
to
the rest
Texas,
of Texas.
Chuck Norris will creep behind me and do things to me.
Do you remember the episode where they had the it was like Walker Texas Ranger, and they took on the Klan, but the Klan
Yes.
were godless.
Yeah, they turned the KKK into like atheists who burn crosses.
what?
Yeah.
Yes.
They were burning crosses to be like, look at your inferior God and his supposed notions of racial equality. And then it rained and the cross went out, and it's like, look, God is present here in these events,
What the fuck?
guiding the hand of Walker Texas Ranger.
And then he kicked a bunch of like Klansmen ass.
Yeah, then he fucking, roundhouse kicked him with bad camera editing effects because he was pretty old by the time they did that series.
All right, so let's get into it. Back by popular demand.
Walker Texas Ranger.
The better of the two trolls.
Everyone's favorite song.
I love it.
So is this a troll or not a troll? Let us know in the comments.
Troll. I say troll.
Listen up, you pony-loving weirdos, because I'm only gonna tell you this once. If you are an adult and you like My Little Pony, then you are a loser. Unless you support me, then you're cool and I like you. I am sick of seeing your pony avatars in the comment sections of my videos. If you like ponies, you are a man-child, and I will steal your lunch money. Don't make Big Daddy Dylan unleash his wrath on you.
Troll.
Now, bronies, heed my warning. Stop
Troll that
watching
likes Domino's. So
cartoon ponies.
he's a troll
or
with bad
else,
taste.
Obviously.
Because Domino's is like,
Troll or Domino's.
I mean, Domino's is only better than Pizza Hut.
Maybe
that's
this
the most
is
positive thing.
Maybe
you
this
can
is
say
like a
about it.
subtle Domino's ad.
Domino. Yeah, Domino's is prominently featured. They order a lot. He ordered.
We'll put Domino's boxes in the background, and we'll make the person in the foreground so unlistened toable that you'll just immediately zero in on the Domino's
It's like,
boxes.
That's what happened.
Let's try some pizza.
And
We'll
actually,
get
I don't
smart
think our
marketing.
audience can actually see the Domino's boxes that well because of my fat fucking head. But trust me, they're there, and they're very
Yeah.
prominent. Makes you
Your
want
parents
Domino's.
failed to
But
teach
he's
you how to
definitely
be
a troll.
adults, so it looks like Big Daddy Dylan has to step in
Troll.
and discipline you. You will stop watching children's cartoons, and you will start watching more adult-oriented situational comedies such as 2.5 Men.
Okay, there's no credibility left after you make a statement like "Watch 2.5 Men." Like, doo, credibility is gone.
It's such a hoot, though, Scotty.
He's a hoot.
It's such a hoot.
It ended.
It's a
Ben.
hoot nanny.
I know it ended because it was like all over the internet, like 2.5 Men is over. And it's like, okay, that's some lame comedy is
Yeah,
over.
it was pretty lame, actually.
It was so fucking.
I heard
lame.
that Charlie Sheen's character dies in the last episode, though.
Really?
I heard like a piano falls on him.
That's ridiculous.
I think that's how they killed him off or something.
Yeah, and I guess Charlie Sheen said he was like mad or whatever, but who cares?
Who cares? But I'm going with Troll. What are you guys going with?
Troll.
Troll.
Okay.
I wouldn't even necessarily say troll though, like more like almost just like create. Like I guess we could go with troll.
TJ, you asked for videos of the vigilant Christian contradicting himself, and there's a bunch of them.
Oh sweet.
I've got 3 of them lined up right now.
Let's take a look at one.
All right, we'll do this one.
The vigilant Christian. Defending Christian truth.
I really don't see any of the need. What's the
Hey
name?
everyone, it's Vigilant Christian Mario, and you're here for a video I needed to make to address
Oh,
some
hold on.
absolute YouTube.
Hold on, this is the wrong one.
Okay.
Sorry about that. That was my mistake.
Fucking
Actually,
Ben and his mistakes.
But it's funny, you know how he made the OK sign, and he's like, that's just an OK sign. I saw a different video that he made where it shows John Cena making that hand sign that he makes, and he was saying that it was satanic.
John Cena is not cool enough to be satanic, all right?
Nope.
No.
All right, here we go.
I never said in my videos that every single time you see someone doing a pyramid or doing an OK sign with their hands, that automatically it associates them to the secret society that is bringing about the New World Order.
All right.
I'm sure it holds up.
It's no surprise that Chris Brown is using a satanic symbol, the Illuminati power structure symbol, as the symbol for his new clothing line. Music artists will flash this hand sign. It's to show allegiance to the Illuminati and the satanic cults. And if you notice, it's very distinguishable that those are 3 6s. The 3 fingers are put up to each one of them with this make a 6.
Looks like
You
what
notice
Mario's
right
doing.
here that we see the satanic hand sign done by Peter. This is not coincidence. This is symbolism. So like I said, the Illuminati symbolism here again. We see the pyramid and the eye, guys. Always the left eye. It's the left eye of Horus. And we have the triangle here. And here you have the black and white checkerboard floor, as I just pointed out. The sun god, the
What?
face, and the
Kirby
sun in
part of the
face.
Illuminati?
Kirby is
Representation
fucking
of
Illuminati, dude.
Sun god.
Even
So
fucking
here you have
Kirby is
sun god
part of the
worship, black and
Illuminati.
Yeah.
How ridiculous! Like, you see this like little like cute like fluffy looking character that like inflates himself. Yeah, part of the Illuminati. It's like, but he's just
That's
a video
just
game.
so they can keep it from you, Scotty.
But, you know,
He's just a
yeah, they make him
video
look
game
innocent,
character.
but, you know, you let Kirby into your heart instead of Jesus, and, you know, you have only yourself to fucking blame when you're burning in hell later on.
Seems like a risk I'm willing to take. I do like that.
When you go to heaven, Jesus is like, did you play Kirby's Dream Land?
Yeah, I love that fucking
Yeah,
game.
that was awesome. I love
That's
that.
what I'm saying. I love that game.
Oh,
so.
yeah? Well, that was satanic propaganda. Burn in hell, scum.
Kirby needs to cut the vigilant Christian.
Wait.
Teach him a lesson. Come on, Kirby.
Parts 2 through infinity coming perpetually. I dig it.
Yeah, and
Get up here and insert things into certain parts of your body or claim to do that, and all of a sudden you're a YouTube star.
Anal atheist.
Oh, shit. They figured it out, dude.
Yep.
She just part of the Illuminati.
I've always been part of the Illuminati. I'm open
That's
with it.
true.
I'm open with my Illuminati allegiances.
do you want to watch another one that I have, or do you want to move on?
Let's move on.
All right.
Rolling, rolling, rolling.
It's Big Fat Reverend Bird! And I'm here in the heart of Detroit. Turn that camera around, let them see where we're standing. This, my friends, is the city of Detroit. This is what they call the hood. This is where I'm supposed to make money and feed my family. I had to come to you on a serious note today. You see that? We're preaching, Reverend, 2011.
Well, it looks like the graffiti
Fuck
business
that.
is
It's
booming.
2012, 2013. I'm coming in here. I'm getting healthy. I'm doing a workout. I'm climbing buildings. Actually, I kind of like one floor of stairs, and then I kind of bitched out because I saw wasn't no safety railings. And if I fall and bust my ass, ain't no hospital gonna come get me in the hood. So I ain't got medical insurance. I need to save my ass. I'm too pretty for this shit. Nah, I'm just playing. But seriously, you see this shit here right now, man. What the fuck is going on in the world? That's what the fuck I want to know. Pick up this mask right here. The fuck does this stand for? Anybody that knows fucking half their shit knows what the fuck this is. This is a revolution. This is how we're supposed to
for
live.
Vendetta, man.
This is what the fuck's supposed to be
I've
going
seen
on in
that
this
shit.
country. You got fucking 20 innocent school children died last week. And all Obama's got to say is, oh, well, I don't know. I guess things like this just happen. We don't have an answer for it. The fuck are we supposed to do? This is the normal way of living now?
I don't remember Obama saying that, though. I don't remember the Obama speech was like, well, you know, I don't have an answer.
I don't have an answer.
Even if he didn't, which he doesn't, because, I mean, like, who even does have an answer, really?
Why isn't this guy going to start blaming the various trade agreements like, NAFTA and other economic realities changing, like manufacturing going elsewhere and, Detroit being so dependent on the car manufacturing business and other industries?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure... I don't know.
I would say I would attack flawed economic policies if you believe that, like it's flawed in the sense that you want this to be a manufacturing base again, I guess is what they're saying.
We're the only country where, like, you can see an area this impoverished but really, really fat people.
Yeah.
Like, pretty much any other country that looks like that, you see a bunch of, like, really scrawny motherfuckers shambling around, like, looking for something to eat.
And this guy also mentioned he doesn't have health insurance, so...
Wasn't it Obama
Not
that like
good.
bailed out the auto industry anyway?
Didn't that happen when Bush was in office?
Was it Bush?
No, it was Obama.
It was Obama?
Pretty sure. 98% sure. I'm leaving a 2% margin for my memory shitty error.
And it was Mitt Romney that wanted Detroit to go bankrupt.
Yeah. Oh, but Ben, remember, not like the private equity groups, like he's from, or the financial companies, they can't go bankrupt. But GM can go bankrupt and other ones. It's fine if they go bankrupt.
I see.
Fucking elementary school kids get shot because some fucked up psychopath didn't get help from the system. But we're worried about wars in Afghanistan. We're worried about fucking feeding starving children in Africa. There's motherfuckers living in these buildings. Fucking living in them. Scrapping fucking copper to fucking live, to fucking feed themselves. You don't know shit about the...
I mean, we all know.
Irony?
And, like, he doesn't look like he's having a problem feeding himself. I guess I'll just say it.
Yeah, it's like...
I mean, I understand that just because he's fat, I mean, like, he's probably not getting proper nutrition and shit, and that's a whole other story, but, like... He looks like he just, like, eats sticks of butter for breakfast. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe that's all you can afford, I just have to live on margarine. I just buy, like, 3 tubs if I can't believe it's not butter every morning and just eat them with a fucking teaspoon.
I mean, if he's saying, like, I'm so poor, it's like, you seem to eat enough. It's just... I mean, I'm not saying that doesn't change your economic circumstances or that makes you a bad person, but... It really doesn't look like you're in want of food. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do know what you mean.
You don't know about this shit until you fucking live it. So you know what? It's all right. Reverend Burns here for you today. I'm here for you. Because you know what? If you won't stand up and fight, we'll do it for you. Hold this shit up there, right? Right here. Until you wake up, America, we will fight for you. There's people like me that will be a voice for the voiceless. Someone that doesn't have the courage to say what they need to say, to get what they need, I will speak for you.
I'm glad this guy is just appointing himself like the representative of Detroit.
He is.
I'm
now.
like I declare myself de facto Detroit spokesperson. I speak for the people.
And that's how the fuck
I'm not
it is.
busy eating the
so
people.
Until next time, suck my man titties, bitch. There we go. I like that. I think that worked out well.
Hear how hard he's breathing? Wow.
I had to get through, like, sentences. I mean, like, whatever, I mean, at least he's socially conscious and involved, but I don't think he's the voice we need. It's not like, there's obvious problems with him as a spokesperson that, range from not being, like, the ideal appearance to just not being extremely eloquent as a speaker or even really identifying any of the issues that actually are affecting what's going on. Like, you can't just sit there and be like, man, you don't know what's going on here. And Obama, he just like, I don't know, man. It's like you're not really addressing anything substantively. So I don't see the point.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll move on to the next one. This is a guy that we've had on the show before, and he's a piece of shit, and the video will speak for itself.
Yay.
Yeah.
Hello, Theodore Shoebot here, giving you guys another message that you will not hear at church. I guarantee that.
Is his name
How
Shoebot?
to
Don't go to
argue
church.
with a fanatic, radical homosexual who's just getting up on your face and giving you the same drivel, the same rhetoric that we've been hearing for years. God loves me. God has no problems with homosexuals. I'm normal. It's all about equality and love and liberty and acceptance and toleration and being compassionate, all that nonsense, and how they hijack these words and use them to justify their deviancy. And so I was looking around on the internet recently, and I found a video of some street preachers. I don't know what their names are. I tried to find their names. I couldn't find them. But if you're out there and you're listening, let me know. And there was a video of them. I believe it was filmed in the state of Florida, and they were preaching against homosexuality. Now, I love these street preachers. They're hilarious. They're very blunt. They get right to it. They don't mess around. They just give you the truth. They declare what the Bible says about homosexuality, about
if you reach a point in your life where you're like,
evil ideas.
Man, you know who's a classy group of guys, man?
Annoying street
preachers, man. You know, the way they just like yell unsolicited opinions at unsuspecting people as they're just trying to get to where they're going. Man, that is classic, you know?
I think the jury is out on this dude. There's enough evidence to declare him a complete scumfuck. I mean, he was also the guy with the pedophiles in the bathroom thing. I remember him.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is like the nail in the coffin. Like, he's literally now endorsed street preachers.
Apology about other deviancies.
It's that they're great and
they
fun,
don't
funny.
mess around. They do not mess around. These guys are tough. They're not a bunch of like, oh, God loves... No. God loves you. Oh, no, I have no problem with you at all. I love homosexual people. I have friends who are homosexual. None of that nonsense. They give it right to you like Jesus took a whip out, went into the temple, and threw the thieves out. And so these deviant homosexuals attack them, not physically, but verbally attack them. One of them starts screaming at the top of his lungs, talking about how God loves him and how he's accepted by God, more like he's accepted by the devil. And
why do you have a problem with that, though?
Good one, man.
Why does this guy have a problem with that? Like, if he says, well, these street preachers have a right to go and say, you know, you're going to hell, you're going to burn for all time, but then someone says something back to them, it's like, oh, what a bunch of assholes.
You know, because
they're deviant.
The street preachers, Scotty, are just trying to preach the truth. Don't you understand?
No, they're not trying to preach the truth.
Scotty.
They're trying to preach their truth.
No,
their version of the truth.
The truth, Scotty.
Oh, you're right. There's only one.
The truth. The only one.
We know there's only one version of the truth, and it's the Bible.
The one and only, fuck the Rashomon effect, there's only one truth, all right? And the truth is in the Bible, and anyone else who says otherwise is crazy.
Okay, I apologize.
There's this Hispanic-looking man who was one of the street preachers, and he looks like he was a veteran in the U.S. Army, but the way he talks, one, it's hilarious. It's funny. It's entertaining to watch, because I really respect what he's doing, and at the same time, I'm just refreshed at seeing that there's people out there who actually think like me. And he just gives it to these sodomites. He just tongue lashes them. And that's the way you do it.
Okay.
That's the way we as Christians...
He just gives it to these sodomites.
He gives it to them.
Yeah, he
gives
gives it
them
to
real hard.
Real tongue-lashing action. You know what I'm saying? Gives it to them.
GJ, I bet you he gives it to him all night, too.
Mm-hmm.
All night long.
All night long. Baby.
All night long.
Have to confront these deviants. And that's really one of the aspects of being part of the church militant. It's one of the aspects of being a Christian militant, to confront the evil and not compromise with the evil. Play the clip.
Who let you out of the closet? Huh? Who let your sorry carcass out of the closet? You need to get right with God. That's what you don't know God. You don't know God. Oh, you respect women. You need to honor God and fear God is what you need to do. You're an exact example of why America's getting judged by God. Homos just like you come out here and think, oh, it's okay to get screwed in the rectum. It is not okay to be packing fudge
Meow.
That's what I am. That's who I am.
What about if it's just...
I love that guy. You know that dude, that guy who's like just like screaming at people and persecuting them on the streets. I love him, man. He's cool. That's like my role model, man. I'm just gonna go out and do that now. I'm gonna go off on the streets and just yell my opinions at people.
Yeah, and this...
See, people, I'll just like stand outside the movie theater and shit. Some will be like, "Oh, can we have like 2 tickets for the Hunger Games?" Hunger Games sucks, you fucking morons.
Make believe.
What are you, a fucking bunch of idiots? You should be seeing this movie instead. Fucking pieces of shit.
Not only that, this dude is like totally endorsing. He's like, "Yeah, I admire it. I look up to this guy. I wish I could be just as cool as him."
He's a tough guy. He's tough, man.
He looks like he was like in the army, man.
Yeah.
He's wearing an army hat, you know? I feel him. I got a man crush on him, to be honest with you.
Shut you. On the road to hell. What a wicked, vile, perverted individual full of the devil and damning this country straight to hell.
Shut up!
And that goes for you too, you lesbian dyke. You're gonna rot in hell. You shut your mouth, go put some clothes on. Your husband did a lousy job training you.
Shut up!
Your husband did a lousy job training you.
You need to go back to obedience school.
What an enlightened guy.
I love him, dude. You know, he's funny, and he just, you know, he talks the truth.
He's funny.
He talks the truth. You hear all the jokes he's laying down? You know?
You dyke. Your husband didn't train you.
Yeah, your husband didn't train you properly, you fucking dyke. You know, I'm a Christian.
Zing! He's got some zingers.
How poorly trained was she? You know.
Yeah.
There's dogs that obey better than you. There's animals that obey better than you. That's right, nothing to say, hag. On the road to hell.
Because most people don't walk around with a megaphone in their hands, you dipshit.
On the road to hell. What's he gonna do?
These aren't even jokes, these are just insults.
When are you men gonna stand up and shut these hags up and be men? When are you gonna stand
Now he's
up,
saying he's
get a Bible in
anti-freedom
the
of
house,
speech.
and
Okay. He's basically saying,
Oh, wait, look,
shut these hags
We
up.
can see what what army he's actually a member of there.
Yeah, God's army.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, people like this, and you know, what is it? Dusty has videos where he goes and argues with these people too. And he's like, people are just trying to enjoy their fucking day. Like, what is your fucking problem? It's like, oh, well, I have a right to be out here yelling at people. It's like, well, according to the Constitution, you do, but they don't like when anyone yells back at them. I've always noticed that. It's like, don't yell at us. We should have a right to go out there, and like, the Christians would be like, they're being attacked and persecuted for their beliefs. It's like, oh.
I'll tell you what, if I'm ever out there and I see those motherfuckers, I'm gonna fucking beat their asses.
I saw them when I went to the Arnold Sports Festival. They were out front.
Oh, you did?
There.
Did you kick them in the nuts?
No, but I got them on video.
Why didn't you kick him in the nuts, Ben?
Because I don't want to go to jail.
Pussy. Ben's a pussy, everybody. Doesn't stand up for fucking freedom.
We want to see you do it then, TJ.
I will.
All right, go ahead. We're going to laugh as you go to jail, too.
I ain't going to jail.
You should have run away.
If you attack someone, you're not going to go to jail.
Nope.
Did you say run away?
He's going to run
TJ?
away.
TJ will run.
He'll run away to like a car waiting for him.
I'll bounce away.
He'll make sure it's like a block away. He could probably do that. Like have a cab, just wait here, and then I'll be back in like 10 seconds or something. And then he goes BAM! And he just runs to the cab, and they just go. And he escapes. Is that what you mean, TJ?
I should get some. I could just bring my own megaphone.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
I'll just preach some total gibberish right next to them.
That would actually be funnier.
If they have a megaphone, I'm not sure if the people here have one. I think they're just really loud.
Well, I'll bring a megaphone. Then I'll be able to out-yell them. Of course, I'll probably go to fucking jail for some stupid city noise ordinance or some shit.
Yeah, that's why you.
But this guy is getting away with it, so whatever.
I don't know where
It
this
looks
is
like
or the context.
A lot of times these guys get permits and they fucking basically have to like pay some police and they stand out there and just yell this shit. Like that's what this looks like because they're having like a demonstration. It looks like.
And throw out all the pornography, all the trash of the house, and say, we're going to live for Jesus. When are you going to be men already?
Yeah.
And get the kids in order men gonna stand up for what's right? When are you men gonna stand up for what's right? Sit here, got the women dragging you around by the snout, yanking you back and forth just for a piece of tail. You can't even tell your wife when you want to sleep with her. You gotta ask. That's how pathetic and low down and cowardly you've become.
Wow.
I guess this guy doesn't believe in consent. He believes consent is when he wants it. Well, that'd be his defense if he ever rapes a woman. He'll just be all like, hey,
God.
I mean, God. I mean, read the Bible. I mean,
God.
technically.
I like to try and do his little scripture reading on a judge.
He definitely would. He'd be like, God knows my intentions
He'd
are
bust
pure.
out the megaphone in the courtroom.
God knows I was.
This is why this is a sinful, godless nation.
Yeah.
That sorry example of a president we have put his split hoof on this book. Don't you tell me this country wasn't founded on the Bible. Yeah, another faggot right here. You're an old-time faggot, ain't you?
Kick him in the nuts. Kick him in the nuts.
You're gonna rot nail. Just grab your
I like this one guy who's just like treating it like a comedy show.
I hope you guys can really
both those guys were,
appreciate
I
what I'm
guess.
trying to show you guys, because I know some of you will say, well, this is
Oh,
not
yeah, I
Christ,
forgot
like,
about you.
rubbish.
Oh, yeah.
Christ took a whip and drove the thieves out. They'll say that this is not what the scriptures teach. That's also a load of crap, because plenty of times Christ berates, he screams, and he insults his enemies.
I love this guy is like making this argument to tie Christianity to that kind of behavior. Like, that's not doing Christianity any favors.
To him, it is for some reason.
Yeah, like if he thinks anyone's gonna watch this and listen to his like sound reasoning why Christianity says this is okay, because really, if you look at the Bible, yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, well, I mean, also with this guy too. I mean, if he supports this, and it's like, well, surely you support slavery. Surely you support genocide. As long as God endorses it, of course. But I mean, anyone can just say, "Oh, well, God endorsed this. Like, I prayed and God answered my prayer. I should go kill all these people, so I did." You know what I mean? I'm not just doing it because I'm an asshole or because I want power for myself. I'm doing it because some invisible man in the sky told me it was okay.
Time did similar things when he was in the court, when the Jews were trying to frame him. It was, very similar. Peter went so far as to say to Sapphira and Ananias, "You're going to die right now because you lied to God. You lied to the Holy Spirit." I mean, this Christianity, we always talk about compassion as though it's some sort of pie in the sky concept, just this sort of very nominal, almost Gnostic concept. In fact, it's real. The love of God is real, and part of that love, and one of the mistakes I see people do is they like to break down God's character. So they say, well, he's love, but he also has justice, and they think that love is tolerance and acceptance. No, part of God is love.
God is love.
Hold on.
I'm following every word, Ben. It makes all
just meandering nonsense. My definition of the invisible man in the sky is the correct one, and these other people, when they say this, they're crazy. It's like, no, you're all crazy. You probably more so than them, though.
Batman the Animated Series is the only true Batman canon.
God is love.
Superseding even the comics.
Love consists of destroying evil, of berating evil, correcting evil, destroying and extirpating evil from society. This
Giving
is what the
evil
war
an
against the Canaanites
F.
was about. In Romans 13, it says right there, "Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery." And whatever law is written, it is summarized in the law of love. This is what St. Paul tells us. So love is going against homosexuality. Love is going against Islam, abortion, Satanism, or anything satanic. Love is destroying the works of the devil. And if you do not want to destroy the works of the devil, you have no love. This is Theodore Schuba. I hope you guys have enjoyed this message. Hope you guys have learned something from this message.
I did. I learned
that you're retarded.
I never knew that. I never knew that love was when you just go around destroying things you don't like.
Yep.
That's pretty sweet.
It is.
Yeah, it's like, you fucking go to a Nickelback concert. This shit sucks. Throw a grenade at the band.
You are misinterpreting.
Take that, Chad Kroger. I'm doing God's work.
You are misinterpreting, TJ. It is not against the Bible to like Nickelback.
Nickelback is satanic, dude.
To lay with another man, though, is against the Bible.
If it means I can destroy them, Nickelback is satanic. I think it's
It was like giving us a timer before.
Yeah, that's true.
And now it's not doing that. It's just, well, this time it actually went all the way down. I think. Let's. Huh. It's still, okay, alright, we're back. We're back now.
We're back?
Yeah, we're back.
What's
Sorry,
up with
our internet
Jesus'
connection.
eye?
Yeah, internet connection dropped suddenly.
Well, that's obvious. It's all fucked.
Well,
Yeah.
that's not obvious to the audience.
Yeah, I mean, like, the lights on the modem went crazy and everything.
Yeah.
So.
We don't know what's going on.
Yeah, so it might
Could
drop
be
out
anything.
again, but we're going to keep trying.
There's asteroids interference.
I want to blame
Who knows?
TJ for this problem.
But the
because-
point is, look at Jesus' eye there. For fuck's sake. What's going on? It's infected. It looks like I seriously, I want to squeeze pus out of that fucking eye. What's going on there?
Jesus
It
kind of looks like
swollen.
he kind of looks like Jafar here too. Jesus and Jafar are one.
All he needs is fucking Gilbert Gottfried sitting on his arm.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll try another video here.
Society today is like pushing homosexuality down everybody's
Yeah.
throat. acting like it's an
Disgusting.
acceptable act,
Pushing
and that we
homosexuality
all need
down
to
our
accept
throats.
them. As a parent, I think it's important to start training your children at a young age.
There's that word
against
again.
Becoming a homosexual.
Training.
I believe that just as you train a child not to be a drug addict, abuse alcohol.
Wait, you train your children?
I'm not sure that's how it works.
Not to be promiscuous is just as important.
And
as
Jesus said,
"You train
them
them."
fags is bad.
See, this is why Christians are stupid
Dude,
as even as
train.
parents. It's like, we're just going to train them not
Yeah.
to do bad things. It's like, we're not going to actually try to, like, instill, like, values and ethics where you can, like, figure out these situations in a rational manner on your own. We're just going to, like, give you a list of stuff
Dude.
you're not supposed to do.
Dude, they act like it's a fucking dog. It's like, I need to get my child trained up on that. You know, after house trained, it's fag training.
it is to train them not to be a homosexual.
And that's why you don't like dicks in your butt.
Yeah, why are they showing what he's saying to the kids? It's like,
Yeah, what's up with the weird music?
Yeah, you know, like, I want to hear this little speech he's making to these kids about, like, how to not be gay.
Yeah.
Jesus said being a fag's real bad. Okay? Real bad. These kids look fucking bored to tears. Like, okay.
If you ever have these
What I did
feelings,
as a
that's
parent,
wrong.
When my children were younger, I started teaching them to guard their privacy. I made sure that they knew to get dressed in private. They took showers in private. And this is one of the first lessons that I think a parent should do is teach your children, you know, your body is private. It's not to be shared. You need to get, you know, when you get dressed, you need to do it in a private place. When you take a shower.
Preferably in a sleeping bag.
First thing you do is you teach your children that their body is a dirty and shameful thing.
Yeah, be ashamed. Come on, son. You need to be
You know,
ashamed.
no one wants to see that. No one needs to see that ever. under any circumstances until that very special day when you are married.
And then you may have sex, but only for procreation.
And only on, your wedding night or on your anniversary.
Yes.
To do it
for all eternity.
alone.
Yes. Run.
When I'm 11 years old. Privacy is important to me.
He was just like, we can have respect for them, but he's all like talking about them like they're all like child predators and shit.
Yeah, you can respect them.
Okay, you can respect them insofar as you don't kill them on sight, you see?
Respect them like you would, like a lion or something. Just keep far away. Far, far away.
Don't run, though. They can sense fear.
They sense the fear of it.
Because our bodies are quite big, we need to calm down.
Yeah.
Guard that for
It's
God.
wrong to be a homosexual.
Just put a chastity device on the wall.
It's an immoral choice, just like it's wrong to be a drug addict. Just like it's wrong to be
It's
an
the same
alcoholic.
thing.
Just like it's wrong to be a thief.
Or a ninja.
Just like it's wrong to be an uptight fucking bigot. Oh, wait, but you skipped that one.
I don't even think drug addict or alcoholic deserves to be lumped in with thief anyway.
Right.
It's like, doing something that negatively affects yourself is one thing.
The worst one is that he's trying to lump homosexual into that group.
Oh, I know, but that's obviously wrong. But I just want to point out it's really not that much more right to just even use like drug addicts in the same sense.
No, it's fine. They're all evil.
But it's like,
They're all
his
fucking
morality
evil.
just consists of
They're not
like a
even in the
binary
same
of good and bad. It's
category.
like, this is good, this is bad.
Nope.
Like
they're all evil.
Like homosexual is nothing comparable to drug addict or alcoholic. Those two are comparable. You know, and then thief is like something totally different.
Just read your Bible and do what it says.
But he just like used them all like they were all similar things.
Yeah, it's like
to
it's
one
all in
another.
the same vein. It
Yeah.
all goes under the subcategory of like things God doesn't like.
Pure, unadulterated evil.
You don't do these things.
Yeah.
Oh, cause it's bad. Cause God said. It's like, let's not teach them about like, you don't steal from people because, it's disrespectful and, we all have to coexist in a society together, and the best way to do that, with the optimal results is if we all cooperate and follow these rules. Don't teach them that shit. No, just teach them like, God don't want you to.
Or somebody else. A positive choice doesn't cause any harm to yourself or somebody else. Homosexuality is a negative choice because it causes harm to yourself and other people.
How?
Okay, there's tons of choices that are seem innocuous, but they have terrible results.
You can kind of hear what he's saying, but the horrible music is covering it up.
Yeah.
He just said being a homosexual is just as bad as using drugs.
I would be respectful, but I would try not to be around negative influences who cause you to do things that are not right.
Oh
but
my
I would
God.
tell teenagers that be influenced with their homosexuality, that society teaches homosexuality is right, but I'm here to tell them that it's wrong and it spread diseases.
My name's Jacobin Fisher.
Yeah, because no one's ever gotten a disease from heterosexual.
No, it's
sex.
it's impossible for any fucking sort of like sexually transmitted disease to happen between
They
straight
spread
people.
diseases.
It's
I like the kids.
really
I am a
impossible.
brainwashed zombie. I will say whatever my parents want me to say.
Like, wow, can you make your voice sound more robotic?
This is what I have been told is my value system.
Am reading
Therefore,
a script.
it is.
I'm 8 years old.
My daddy says people who eat tuna fish are destroying America.
Causes diseases that, like HIV. I'm a private person because I sleep in my own bed and I don't take showers with anyone. Nobody.
Okay.
That's not the because. That's describing what you do. You don't actually have a reason for it. It's just been it's just an instilled behavior. Like, I'm a private person because I have been trained to do these things.
Yeah,
in a certain way.
By the main authority figures in my life.
Any sense of individuality I might have had has been crushed into this. I am now like a robot. So
Don't hate.
We don't hate them. They're just going to hell.
homosexual people. You know, I teach my children that we have to respect everybody. Would I allow a homosexual into my home? No. No, I would not allow a negative influence into my home.
I think about homosexuality, that a negative choice.
Why the fuck would a homosexual want to come in your house?
Why would they want to go to your house? That'd be like torture for them.
Sweetie, you want to go visit that Christian homophobe with the weird little brainwashed children? Oh my god, that sounds so fun. It's like, what?
Sounds awesome.
How does that sound fun to anyone? No.
Never want that. Doesn't harm to yourself or others. Not. I think homosexuality is a negative choice.
I don't want homosexuals, gays, in my home as setting an example for my children as this is somebody I accept. Just like I wouldn't want a thief in my home. Just like I wouldn't want a thief in my home who could steal my things.
Tell you what, I wouldn't want you in my fucking house.
A thief? What a homosexual? Like, I can understand why you don't want a thief in your house because they might steal from you. I don't understand, like, the homosexual, like, what are they? They're going to influence things by the very being of their gayness.
Yes.
Like, I don't think, like, does he think they're going to, like, drop trow and, like, fuck in the living room in front of his kids while they're horrified and are just frozen with fear?
Yeah, then the kids are going to be like, that looks like fun. Let's do it too.
No, my God.
Yeah, they're gay now. Damn it. I
mean,
shouldn't have let those homosexuals in here.
How flimsy does he think his children's heterosexuality, presumed heterosexuality, really is? Like, if they're straight and they can just be converted by, like, a single meeting with a gay person, like, he lets a gay person step in his house, bam, his kids are gay. I think they were probably gay all along then.
Yeah.
My message to homosexuals is simple. I respect you, but I don't want my sons to grow up and be like you. That's my message.
That doesn't really seem like respect. Yeah, he said I respect you, and his website is stoplgbt.org. I respect you, but want you destroyed.
It's like a lot of these Christians, they have this like, one thing you could say about the last guy we had on here is at least he doesn't bullshit about how he actually, like, loves us or respects us or anything, or agrees with us on anything. Like that Brian Young guy we had in the debate last Friday is like, I agree. It's like, okay, so you agree on everything up to the conclusion, but then just draw this totally wrong opposite conclusion of what the evidence shows. Okay, that makes sense somehow. And then these people, same deal.
All right, so we'll move on to the next video here. Who's more racist, conservatives or liberals?
I'd say that both are racist.
Yeah.
Would you say they're on equal footing?
No, I would say conservatives are more racist.
Yeah, that's probably true.
And more overtly racist.
All right, let's see.
Hardly a day goes by that someone of prominence, a politician, a talk show host, an entertainer, doesn't call some conservative, or conservatives generally, racist. Here are typical examples. The chairman of the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, Congressman Steve Israel. To a significant extent, conservatives are animated by racism. TV newscaster Ed Schultz. This is what the Republican Party stands for. Racism. Oprah Winfrey. There's a level of disrespect
give us
for
any
the office that
context
occurs
on
in
any
some
of these,
cases,
by the way.
and maybe even many cases.
Don't even tell us what they were actually referring to. Just give us, like, these quotes.
Just cherry pick these quotes.
Right, don't even provide a little context. That might actually help me in forming an opinion other than one you want, so.
The president is African American. There's no question about that. To call someone a racist should be a very serious matter.
Why?
A racist is a person who believes that one race is inherently superior or inferior to another. It's not intelligence or goodness that determines an individual's worth. It's his or her skin color. To say that racism is foolish and stupid, not to mention evil, is to understate the case. But according to many of their critics, conservatives are that stupid and that evil. But with few exceptions, conservatives are neither. So why is the charge even made?
Few exceptions.
The answer.
Few bad apples.
Why is the charge even made?
Why is it made? I don't.
Okay.
Oh my God, it's so hard to figure out.
I mean, he's doing the thing. It's like not all of us are like this, and it's like okay, sure.
No one even says that.
No one even believes that.
Though. I've never said all conservatives are racist. Anyone who says that is crazy.
That's definitely a segment of their party, though.
All I'm just saying is, like, if you're like an avowed and open racist and you're choosing your political party, there's concrete reasons why you're going to go with Republicans.
Is primarily political, to maintain black support for liberals and liberal policies. To back up this charge, the accusers point to conservative policies. So let's examine some conservative policies to see if they are indeed racist.
Okay.
The long-standing conservative opposition to affirmative action is a good place to start. It was Democratic President John F. Kennedy who first used the term affirmative action in 1961. But affirmative action, in the way we think of it now, wasn't implemented until 1970, during the administration of a Republican president, Richard Nixon. The theory was that, because of historical discrimination, blacks were at a competitive disadvantage to other races and ethnicities. To erase that disadvantage, standards that most blacks presumably couldn't meet had to be lowered. One could make the case that this policy had some utility when it was first put in place, but that was a long time ago. The conservative position is that blacks have repeatedly proven they can compete with anyone without the benefits, demeaning benefits, I might add, of lower standards. There are countless examples of black success in every field at every level. The policy is no longer necessary.
Including me, I am a shill for some Republican propaganda group. I read the script that's laid out in front of me. I don't even have a strong opinion on affirmative action one way or the other, but, the idea that there's no discrepancy substantially between, white people in general and black people in general. Look, there's definitely a lot of fucking broke white people, just as there are poor black people. But if you just look at, the general numbers, white people in America are doing a lot better than black people in pretty much every economic indicator, so...
And when it comes to incarceration rates,
right?
Too.
Definitely incarceration rates, and the rates not only at which they're arrested and stopped and stuff like that, but also the rates with which they're convicted of the same crimes. So there's no way anyone who fucking sits there and says, "Oh, this is all equal and fair and on the level," is full of shit. I think there are race baiters like Al Sharpton who try to fucking just stir disenfranchisement wherever they can, like an garbage. Exploitative fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
But, to use, his bad example and dismiss, any sort of charge of racism on the part of America, you're just not looking at the fucking facts.
Yeah.
You're being led by ideology at that point.
But the conservative argument goes further. Study after study shows that, in the case of college admissions, affirmative action actually hurts many blacks. By lowering admission standards for blacks and some other minority students, colleges set many of these students up for failure. They get placed in schools for which they're not prepared. And high black dropout rates confirm this view. So does common sense. If white students with mediocre SAT scores were admitted to Ivy League schools, they too would be set up to fail. Let's do the math.
Explain Bush then.
Conservatives believe...
I know it's an easy target, but that's exactly what it was. It's just a mediocre mind sent to an Ivy League school.
Scotty,
he did okay.
I'm having trouble hearing you.
Oh, shit.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Oh, God. That was... I'm having trouble hearing you. Then it's I probably turned it off when we were fucking trying to figure that shit out.
Scotty has been muted. I don't think he said much anyway, though.
No, I was mainly just listening to what you were saying, but, I lost my train of thought. Let's just continue on.
Let's do the math in the ass.
Believe that blacks and other minorities are every bit as capable as whites of succeeding as policemen, firemen, businessmen,
blacks can shoot blacks
lawyers,
too, just as successful as
doctors,
police,
politicians, and college students.
Okay.
Yet for this belief, conservatives are called racist. The
no.
irony, of course, is that those who accuse conservatives of being racist...
That was an interesting bait and switch. All of a sudden, the reason conservatives are called racist is because we believe in equality for prosperity for everyone. It's no, that's not how it happened. You're misidentifying the roots of this problem for your party. I'm sorry.
Not to mention, if conservatives really were that we're pro-minority, they would really have more people in minority groups backing them. It's like no, it's just because there's this lie being told about us. Like, then why do people believe that lie? There's it's like because there's no basis to that. I mean, like,
they just believe that
it's a giant conspiracy against them is basically what they're saying.
They believe socialism has huckstered black people or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like they've just been tricked into thinking these socialist policies help them when they don't.
Because these Democrats pander to them. Yeah, because we know Republicans don't pander to their base.
Racist believe that blacks and other minorities are not as capable as whites of succeeding and therefore still need affirmative action, almost a half century after it was first implemented. Let's look at another issue.
Affirmative action is not even okay. Let's move on to an issue that people actually give a shit about. Affirmative action is not the major source of racial tensions in America.
No.
It's not even fucking close.
Contrast between conservatives and those who accuse them of being racist is even more starkly drawn. Voter ID. Conservatives say that America should require that every voter present an ID when he or she votes, just as European countries do in order to help keep their elections honest. Are all these democracies racist? Of course not. Yet the accusers say that conservatives who support voter ID are racist. Why do they say this? Because, they argue, it's really a ruse to prevent blacks and other minorities from voting, since many of them just aren't capable of acquiring an ID. Can you get more condescending than that?
The problem is that the Republican Party has an established track record of trying to suppress minority voter turnouts, even going so far in some instances to send out cards to black neighborhoods, misrepresenting when the election is actually being held.
They've also tried to eliminate early voting, which for some people who can't vote on a Tuesday afternoon, standing in line for hours to vote, they can vote early on a day, on a weekend or something.
You guys are condescending white liberals, while conservatives want to defend the black rights to vote. White people such as Ben and TJ are against it.
The whole thing about the voter ID thing, too, is that every time they've ever tried to do a study on the problem of voter fraud, on an individual level,
is this a huge issue?
No,
it's not.
It's never been. The real people you need to worry about committing voter fraud are the people that control the fucking voting machines and shit. Not people who I'm gonna drive to 3 different districts and vote 3 times, thus subverting American democracy forever.
I'm gonna vote as this dead person.
I'm gonna register as me, my father, and my grandfather.
Yeah. Let's be real. You need an ID to drive, to fly, to buy a beer, even to purchase some cold medicines. Whites can do it, but blacks can't? Tell me who the racists are again? One more example. It's conservatives who push for school vouchers, which would allow all parents, not just wealthy ones, to choose their children's school. It's the other side that doesn't trust minority parents to select an appropriate school for their children. Why aren't the people who
I don't
compel
trust
black
any of them
children
to
to stay...
fucking select a good school for their children? There's too many crazy fucking ideas floating around this country. Especially when you can...
and it's basically, let's give unregulated private schools...
government money.
Yeah, government money.
Yeah, so we're basically taxpay... because we don't want taxpayers funding creationist schools, basically.
In terrible schools, the racists. At some point, maybe you'll start asking
yourself... Maybe because the schools are underfunded,
Who's really obsessed with race? And whose policies really hurt blacks and minorities?
I don't know.
It's not who you think it is.
Conservative policies pretty much hurt everyone besides the rich and powerful.
I don't if you're gonna fucking just deliver rhetoric for one side, then present it as that. Don't present it as this objective thing where you ask some honest question so let's decide who really does this. It's okay, you're obviously not presenting a question to people. You're just telling them what to think. So don't act like you're doing otherwise. There's nothing wrong with making rhetoric for your side, but at least present it as that.
All right, next video is Mild Bill. For America.
Testosterone deficient America.
Yeah. He's getting more
Hello,
creative
everybody.
with his
Wild Bill
titles.
for America here.
Stop.
It started back in the 60s when the left began.
What is going on with that shirt?
Yeah, I know.
Take us off the screen for a second so they can see this fucking shirt.
in the 60s.
I normally wouldn't make you do that, but this is an instance like this. And the fucking irony is it's in a video called Testosterone Deficient America.
Well, Wild Bill's an old guy. TJ,
Okay,
come on.
maybe he's gonna say in the video that he's joking around with that
TJ.
shirt.
He should probably drop one more button, like get some gold chains, show some like chest hair. Like,
you guys are
yeah.
ageist. Wild Bill has a normal testosterone deficiency. There's no big deal. You guys might have it when you get his age too. Calm down with that, you guys.
Wild Bill's trying to pick up chicks at the park, man.
He needs to bring a dog. All right, he only has his cancer friend's cat though.
Yeah.
He can bring that though.
This is my friend's cat. Friend has cancer.
He gets to sleep in a car.
He sleeps in my car, in my driveway. No room for him in my trailer, so anyway, come back to my place.
Their attack on American values in earnest. For some reason, this wonderful nation, representing freedom and prosperity to the world, is hated by certain people. And those people, driven by the same hatred that powered Nazism, communism,
Hold on.
and other isms.
Every other video you're talking shit about America. You don't like the president. You don't like anyone in the fucking government, pretty much. You think the entire country is like too liberal, and like you criticize pretty much every social advancement that's happening anywhere. So when you talk about people who hate America, you talk about your fucking self.
Yeah, you should be.
Because it seems to me like you don't approve of much that's going on.
He approves of his bullshit vision of America. That's really what he's saying. He's like, they're all sitting around America. You should be like how it used to be, more closed-minded and white.
That have left a trail of dead bodies are out to bring down the USA. And what was the quote? To fundamentally transform the United States. Now, I'm going to be going up to Panama City to speak to the Association of Underwater Demolition Veterans, the group that eventually gave us the Navy SEALs. I've been thinking about these Vietnam veterans and how the USA is different now from when they served. Something is missing from mainstream America. Something has been stolen from the USA, and I believe that is manhood. The sissifying of American boys and the emasculation of American men is one of the most sinister schemes of the enemies of freedom.
It's like that street preacher from earlier. Like you men need to learn to train your bitches.
The enemies of freedom, TJ. So TJ, you may not have realized this, but you're an enemy of freedom.
Okay.
You just hate freedom. Like you see freedom, you're just like, kill it.
You hate capitalism, so
gun down freedom wherever.
TJ's
it
just the
fucking
enemy
stands.
of everything. TJ, you're really just an enemy of America, dude.
I dig it.
The human body doesn't have enough healthy blood cells. It dies a slow death. When a man doesn't have enough testosterone, he becomes a liberal. And when a nation has too many testosterone deficient men, insanity sets in. We now have young men
Just
cutting
look
off
at the
their
French.
wee-wees and
Just
calling
look at the
themselves
French.
Susie. That is nothing but bat crap crazy. Insanity from testosterone deficiency is everywhere. Including the White House. It's time for manhood to make a comeback in the USA. The Boy Scouts of America has been the world's #1 program for training boys to become
Till
men
them
of
fags
excellence.
ruined it.
We all know what the enemies of freedom have done to the Boy Scouts. There are two things that the evil ones fear.
Turn it into a gay
True
pride
grit
parade.
and amazing grace. Men who remember what it means to be an American man. And men who
People knew who
recognize
they
and
were
honor God
then. Goyles were goyles and men were men.
They were good Christians.
Man, I remember back.
They went to church. And they knew their neighbor's name.
Back in the good old days when we were just men, any conflict you had could be solved by arm wrestling. Just lay your arm.
Wrestling.
You disagree, bam, all right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Told you the sun goes around the earth, stupid.
their lives, their families, and their nation. Men who know when it's time for a showdown with the testosterone-deficient freaks.
You are wearing
targeting
a
our
purple
children
shirt
and
covered
nation.
in flower
If you agree with
leaves.
this message, forward it to others.
Or is it
and
blue?
please consider becoming a monthly donor. This is Wild Bill for America. Thank you for watching, and America bless God again.
There was no testosterone involved in the selection of your shirt, so You might want to get yourself checked for liberalitis.
America bless God, TJ.
I like how he literally places America above God to the point where it's like God needs to fucking seek America's approval, motherfucker.
All right, so we're going to move on to the next one. Man avoids 35 years of jail because woman lied about rape, now finally free.
I'm died thinking that I'm a rapist. Can't give that back to me.
An East County man is free tonight after a
what?
Team 10 investigation
Look, guys.
helped expose major problems
This
in
guy's
the case
crying.
against him.
Wild Bill is right.
But the feminists.
35 years. All he should have done was that's nothing.
These feminists, they need to get their male tears mugs out because this guy's crying just because he was falsely accused of rape. Something that never happens ever.
It didn't
The
happen.
man
TJ.
and his
He probably
supporters
did
are
it.
appalled at what happened to him in a story of rape
Supporters,
charges,
crazy
lies,
people, crazy supporters. They were supporting a rapist.
What is going on with the news people here? What is going on with their fucking hair and shit? Is this what local news people look like?
One of us.
They don't even look like human beings.
TJ, this is San Diego's news source.
They look like fucking matchstick heads with fucking
I like
brooms
this.
on top.
Team 10 investigates. Yeah, some hard-hitting journalism here.
Jesus Christ, they're ugly.
is in jail time.
And his story went
Get off the
unnoticed
screen.
until a distraught father contacted
Get off the
Team
screen.
10. Troubleshooter Kristen Severance investigates.
Bleh.
Everyone in my family thinks I'm a sex offender. They think I'm a rapist. Everyone does.
Scott Espinosa
Quit whining, male scum.
was facing 35 years in prison. He was convicted of 6 felonies, including rape by force and pimping. Police said the victim was 14 years old, but she wasn't. In fact, much of the case against Espinosa...
So the police just lied about her age? And that's okay.
Yeah, this isn't a huge miscarriage of justice.
wasn't as it seemed.
And there is a bunch of guys in the living room.
San Diego police taped an interview of the alleged victim.
There was 10 of them there.
She said 10 customers, Johns, waited to take their turn inside of Espinosa's apartment. 2 men at a time, the victim told police. She also said Espinosa held her captive. Lawyer Laura Wilson shadowed the defense in this case because she said she's considering going into criminal law. She listened to the police tapes.
She comes back the second interview 2 days later where the prosecutor even asked her about these 10 men, and she said, oh, well, yeah, that never happened. She said, I must have dreamt that.
Sources familiar with the Espinosa case prefer to remain anonymous, fearing reprisal.
I dreamt it.
It was all a dream.
And they proceeded with the case. When you have someone who's so inconsistent, one day for the other, it's like, oh, I said 10 men raped me. Oh, I was dreaming.
That was a dream. You guys thought that was real? Oh my god, no. That was just a dream.
But TJ, remember, this never happens.
It was also raped by Count Chocula. I think that might have really happened, actually. Oh no, that was a
within
dream
the criminal
too.
justice system. The sources said witnesses who never testified tell a far different story than the victim.
The woman was free to come and go in the complex. She would go to a neighbor to have her hair done. She would go to another neighbor to smoke a cigarette.
In fact, several witnesses told Team 10 and investigators that Espinosa put the victim up at his apartment because she said she was homeless. And it turns out the victim is not 14, but at least 22 years old at the time, with 3 children. She does not hold custody. Still, the jury found Espinosa guilty.
I was in jail for 589 days, I believe.
Justice is served.
Justice is served.
Yeah.
Someone made an accusation, and wow, they must be guilty. I mean, that's the problem.
Ryan Wiley says we should believe him.
That's the problem with our justice system in America. Is now it's basically like this person has been accused of like this crime, and it's a serious crime. Like rape.
Does the accuser have a vagina?
Yes.
Then we must believe her. Proceed with arresting that man. We're trying to pass a new law that says we don't even have to try them anymore.
Like almost 19 months.
For woman accused, you go
Espinosa said
directly to
hard
prison.
time isn't the worst thing that happened. His mother committed suicide while he was in prison. She was convinced her son was there for life.
Male tears.
You know, my mom died thinking that I'm a rapist. Can't give that back to me.
Wow.
It's a
Wow, that's so fucking terrible.
No, man. No, it's great. This is exactly the sort of system we need, Guilty until proven innocent.
That's pretty fucked
That's
up.
how rape cases should be approached, guys. Doesn't lead to bad results at all. Look, this guy might have, for every guy like that who is a victim of the otherwise perfect system, 1,000 real rapists are put in jail, so it's all worth it.
Yeah, I think not. I think
because
it demonstrates how easy it is. And then look, it just demonstrates to you how simple it is. If an accusation in these cases are made, this guy was innocent. It didn't matter. It was almost like that's like, oh, really? You're innocent, huh? Oh, oops.
Sucks to be you, buddy.
Like, sorry you had to spend almost 2 years in jail for nothing, and probably have thousands and thousands of dollars in legal fees for fighting a case, but you're innocent. But
sorry, your mom committed suicide thinking her son was a rapist.
Oh,
sorry
well.
for all that. But
yeah, it doesn't. People don't realize it. Like, imagine how this guy's family felt, where it's like they're convinced their son, at least his mom, is like, my son is this horrible rapist. He's this horrible person. I mean, I might still love him, but he's a terrible person.
Meanwhile, Wilson was so upset about what happened in the courtroom and the inconsistencies in the testimony and evidence that she wrote this declaration laying it all out to trial judge Michael Smythe. Smythe also received a request for a retrial by Espinosa's new court-appointed attorney.
Okay.
Team 10 cameras were there when the judge agreed to a retrial, but it never happened.
Some nights I can't sleep, just thinking about it.
Team 10 tracked down the 22-year-old woman's mother in Oregon. Teresa Peterson said her daughter is a longtime drug user, prostitute, and liar.
Thinking about it now, it just breaks my heart. That's my daughter.
She knew what her daughter's accusations had done to Espinosa's life.
I'd like to see him get a fair trial and ultimately a release.
Instead, the DA offered Espinosa a deal, but he had to weigh his options. He could go free, but he'd have to plead guilty to pandering or promoting prostitution, or he could have that retrial. Espinosa took the plea deal. He said he couldn't trust the justice system to get it right the second time.
It's like a dreaming.
Yep.
Like a dreaming, going to wake up.
Yeah.
Patriarchy, guys.
He would rather allow himself to have a charge like that on his record.
Yeah, you can go free. I like in these justice systems where it's like, and we see this now, it's like people will be innocent, and it's like, well, you still have to plead guilty, but then we'll let you go. It's like, so we all know I'm innocent, but for you to save face, I still have to plead guilty to some lesser charge. Like, yes.
Correct.
Pandering to prostitution.
All right, we found you guilty of guilty of a triple homicide, which you actually did not do. But you do have to plead guilty to breaking into their house, which you also did not do. It's like,
all right.
I guess, okay. Sure, if you'll let me go if I say that, I guess I'll say it.
His dad was there to greet him as he left jail.
Love you so much.
And so was Team 10.
Oh, you ain't dreaming, brother.
Now, we would never reveal the name of a sexual assault victim, but in this case, all rape charges against Espinosa were dropped. And it's not clear tonight where Leslie Peterson is today. Not even her mother knows. As for Espinosa, he's looking for work, he's looking for a job, and he's really, just trying to stay positive about everything that's happened to him.
I love how there's a thing at the end that's still like, now we would never reveal the name of a fucking victim of sexual assault. It's like, well, this person obviously was not.
This person is not. This person is a fraud and a liar.
So why would you even mention that?
Yeah, I also like to know why the San Diego Police Department isn't opening an investigation into her and, filing a false police report and probably the other numerous crimes she's committed. If anyone belongs in jail, it's her.
She wouldn't even do that much time, even if she got convicted.
So what? Even if she had 3 years, she would fucking deserve it, in my opinion. Like, I'm not even for throwing most people in jail, but anyone like that, they deserve some sort of punishment. They shouldn't just get nothing for doing this to this guy.
Saying we gotta train women, huh, Scotty? Is that what you're saying?
No.
I think that is what you're saying.
Well, then you're an idiot.
You a sexist, Scotty.
Okay.
You support the patriarchy.
Yep.
Mansplainer.
I'm not explaining anything. I'm just sitting here like
I didn't
listening
say
to you ramble.
explain. I said mansplain.
I understand what you said, T.
Mansplain. Quit mansplaining, Scotty.
I'll mansplain all I want. I like how
You're a rapist, Scotty.
No, that's not what they say. You're a potential rapist.
No, you are a rapist. You've been upgraded.
I've been upgraded.
I saw you look at me with your rape eyes.
Okay.
Every cell of my body is owned by your eyes, and I did not like that.
Am I G-time Scotty
You're a
now?
You're a Catholic time terrorist.
Yeah. G-time Scotty.
He's not a Catholic time terrorist.
I actually am a Catholic time terrorist.
Well, okay.
Sorry.
That's all right. We've all been a Catholic time terrorist from time to time.
It's good to know.
Here's a news report about drunk Secret Service agents crashing.
America!
Another scandal for the embattled agency responsible for protecting the president. This time claims 2 of its top officials, including the second in charge of President Obama's own personal security detail, went out drinking at a party, got behind the wheel of a government car, and plowed into a security barricade at the White House. Uniformed officers at the scene wanted to check the official's sobriety and
they have
make
a
arrest.
fucking stressful job, you know. Gotta unwind, have a few drinks now
listen to
and
this.
then.
They're saying they want to check the sobriety. I'm guessing someone intervened on their behalf, and it was just all kind of they tried to sweep it under the rug. Is what it sounds like.
It was determined that they had done nothing wrong, Scotty.
Oh, of course.
I don't think. I mean, like, you know, getting drunk and crashing into a barricade, whatever. They're Secret Service.
No big deal.
They probably thought they could.
They don't really have any real responsibilities to worry about.
I mean, I want them. I want my Secret Service agents
Kinda
loose. You know,
loose.
yeah. I don't want them all tense. You know, get drunk, get a massage, happy ending. You know what I'm saying? Make them
Supervisor
feel.
intervened and let them
loose.
off. Details reported first in the Washington Post.
Our sources have said to us that the uniform officers believed these 2 individuals very likely to have been drinking, and that's a violation of being in a government car for the Secret Service.
Ridiculous.
And that they were told to stand down when they were talking about a test.
The Secret Service says the agents in question have been reassigned to, quote, non-operational positions, and now the administration is investigating the incident. Chairs of the House
Investigating.
Oversight Committee calling for quick
What?
action as well.
What a joke. Agents allowed to leave Sing. So these guys were drunk, and they allowed them to continue endangering other people.
I love how they're like, we need to get quick action on this. It's like, you know what would have been quick action if they would have just let the police
their
actually
fucking
arrest
job,
them. You know,
yeah.
that would have been quick action.
Because we know the average citizen, you know, like crashed into a barricade.
It's exactly the
Yeah.
opposite of quick action you're seeking. You're trying to fucking delay this shit so the media cycle forgets about it, and you're not even under the microscope anymore.
No, but I'm just saying, like, okay, you imagine if you did this, what would happen to you?
Well,
You know,
I'm not a Secret Service agent, Scotty.
I'm just saying it's fucking bullshit when you hear these stories like this, like the mayor of a town or something. It's like, oh, well, you know, everyone's equal in our society. It's like, well, obviously not, because these guys just got away with the crime.
Justin Bieber gets away with this shit too.
Actually, no, he still even got arrested. Like, these guys didn't even like get pulled out of the car. Like, oh, don't even do the test on him. Let him go. That was all that happened to him.
We need quick action on this.
Saying, quote, the fact that this event involved senior level agents is not only embarrassing, but exhibits a clear lack of judgment in a potentially dangerous situation.
No.
But it's not the first time agents have gotten in trouble.
They
In
get in trouble all the
2012,
time.
nearly a dozen agents were accused of bringing prostitutes
Yeah.
back to their hotel rooms in Colombia.
I remember
so
that.
shocked.
In
Yeah, I remember
Colombia.
I just don't think either of these things are big deals. You know, the Secret Service likes to get fucked. Wow, they're human beings. Interesting. The Secret Service gets drunk and drives. You know, I could see why that's a problem, but I mean,
you are you joking?
No.
You're serious?
No, I mean, I'm serious.
Are you a moron?
They weren't. It's not like they were on duty. Not like the president's in the fucking back seat and they're driving around drunk.
Okay, but here's the thing. It's like those were guys who were actually on security details whose job is to like look after the welfare of the president.
Mm-hmm.
And they're off getting fucking prostitutes and getting wasted. Like, how are they going to adequately do their job? You think they're going to go out drinking all night?
Well, how does
And then-
anyone adequately do their job then?
They have a fucking very specific and important job. It's like it's not like a job where you can fuck around. You can't be like special forces.
Well, apparently,
and about to go on a mission.
Apparently, it is, Scotty. It seems like they do a lot of fucking around.
They do it. I'm saying, but do you? I'm
How many presidents have died recently? Come on.
That's not the fucking point. The point is, if you're in a job like that or any sensitive job, you should have a little bit more
In fact,
discretion.
you know, I bet you the reason that The JFK's Secret Service agents failed them because they were sober.
And just look at the fucking shit where the guy got 100 fucking yards into the White House.
I think a drunk guy is much more likely to jump in front of a bullet for you than a sober one. Think about that. You know?
They wouldn't be able to fucking run along the motorcade if they'd been fucking wasted, you moron.
They're fucking Secret Service agents, guys. These dudes are pretty physically fit.
That might be so if they were not wasted. So you're saying it's fine, like, yo, you know, it's no big deal.
I think that the Secret Service agents should be openly drinking all the time, like Christopher Hitchens.
Okay, you're a fucking moron. Enough arguing with you.
And last year, 3 agents sent home from the Netherlands after they went out drinking. One found passed out drunk in the.
Oh yeah, they were drinking. Sure, they were.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They're having good time.
Also, I mean, this is being paid for by taxpayers. Like, this is our money for these guys that basically go get wasted and
I think we've
get
got
down.
the next 20. I think we got 23 Jump Street, man. Secret Service.
I would not be shocked if that's what the next one. They're not making another one, by the way. So I wouldn't be shocked if that is what
Secret
it is about.
Service edition, man. It's already writing itself right here in this story.
There you go.
Hotel.
In coaching, teaching, and training our people that this is unacceptable.
What do you think, Ben?
I don't know. I mean, the prostitute thing, if they were off duty, and I believe it's legal there too, so they weren't really breaking any laws or anything when they were doing that.
But they have to uphold the dignity of their fucking.
I don't really give a shit about
jobs,
that.
Ben. What about the drinking though? You think it's okay if it's off duty?
Well, were they driving like a government car?
Yes, they were driving a government car.
Yeah, then that's a problem.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. So, let's see here.
The Secret Service has a lot of fun, though. Sounds like they have good times.
Yeah, it sounds like the Amsterdam Hotel. The fuck?
Yeah, they're not a bunch of self-serious fucks. They're just like, they're out there to party.
That's like the funnest law enforcement agency.
Woo! Yeah, Secret Service.
Yeah.
Get to go all over the place.
And they work for the Treasury Department. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
So if the Treasury ever wants the president killed...
I don't know.
They've already infiltrated the White House.
All right, let's see.
It's part of the Secret Service's job. Keep the president in line.
Did you hear about the cops getting killed in Ferguson?
No.
Yeah, someone killed some cops.
I heard about some cops getting shot in Ferguson, but the ones I'm thinking of lived.
Oh, did they live? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they lived. Let's see.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to let you know this morning that we have filed charges just a few minutes ago against Jeffrey Williams. Jeffrey Williams, a 20-year-old man. He is now charged with 2 counts of assault in the first degree for the 2 police officers who were shot a couple days ago in Ferguson in front of the police station. Also charged with firing a weapon from a vehicle, which is a Class B felony in the state of Missouri, and charged with 3 counts of armed criminal action, 1 for each one of those. Essentially, at this point, and the investigation, I want to stress, is ongoing. There's still an awful lot to be done. But the charge at this point is a result of the investigation so far, information that was developed.
So is this more backlash, basically?
From what I read, the guy, this is probably a lie, but the guy said he wasn't even shooting at the cops. He was shooting at someone else he had a dispute with. I don't really know how that really doesn't seem like it's even really much of a defense.
An implausible story. You know, I mean, that's like I point a gun at you. Like, okay, could you imagine like you were standing across from me direct and I shoot you, and then I said, oh, I was actually aiming for Ben. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
it's kind of like, even if that's true, how does that really exonerate you on any level?
I mean, I guess you could say he was just spray and pray. He was doing spray and pray, but I mean, that still doesn't make any sense. Like, was the guy standing behind the cops or something? Like, man, there's cops in this way of this guy I want to get. You know what I mean? I don't really get it. That doesn't make any sense. So I'm gonna say it's bullshit, probably.
Developed through, or the case developed through information that was provided by members of the public. Essentially what we've charged him with is firing shots. It's possible at this point that he was firing shots at someone other than the police, but struck the police officer. So the charge is still assault in the first degree. They're Class A felonies for striking those 2 officers. There was a weapon recovered, which has been tied to the shell casings that were recovered there, a weapon recovered from him. and he has acknowledged his participation in firing the shots, or that in fact he did fire the shots that struck the two officers. So I do want to say first, as with all cases, they're mere allegations, and he's innocent until proven guilty. He is in custody in this building now. The bond is set at $300,000 cash only. The investigation is still ongoing. We know from
cash only, guys. We should take up a legal fund and try to raise $300,000, get him out on bond.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no thanks.
No?
No.
You guys don't want to do that? We would get national media attention, I guarantee it.
I have no interest in doing that.
No.
Okay, pussies. If anyone has $300,000 and they're wondering how to get famous with it, you could set that guy's bond.
Dude, that dude would, even if some, let's say like some eccentric billionaire was, I think he's innocent, and paid the bond, they would be watching that guy 24/7. He would have no chance of getting away. Like, he'd have to fucking do some shit where, like, he's smuggled out of a fucking car or something, or digs a tunnel or some shit.
The police have done that. That there's still a lot of people out there, we can tell from some of the videos that were there, who may have witnessed this or at least seen parts of it. We can see them looking in certain directions. So what got the police to this point is information that was provided to them by members of the community, and I can't stress how important that is in every case, but certainly in this case, it has been invaluable to do that. There's a lot more information, and we can tell from, as I said, the videos, that there are a lot more people who are there who may have something to offer, whether there are additional charges to be filed, whether these charges are adjusted in some manner, whether there are additional people to be charged. So we'd urge anybody who has any information at all to contact either Crime Stoppers or contact the county police.
Crime Stoppers.
Crime Stoppers.
So it's kind of interesting. I guess they pretty much just caught the guy. It's a 20-year-old guy. Innocent until proven guilty, but
obviously
probably guilty.
He's going to be found guilty.
But yeah, someone set his bail. Not set his bail, I guess, but post his bond.
No,
Do it.
Well, it's not even a bond. He would actually have to meet a $300,000. That's what I'm saying. Like, because with a bond,
yeah, okay, so it's only cash. So someone with $300,000 in cash.
Yeah, that's the only way.
Show up at the police station and set him free. You can make the news. You could be a celebrity. You could be a celebrity.
No way, it's not going to happen.
This is your chance, someone with $300,000.
What's next, Ben?
This is your chance.
TJ's going to keep trying to do that.
This is your chance, buddy.
Here's Glenn Beck.
Fame and fortune awaits.
Russia will have Europe because we'll help them take it.
Right.
So essentially, Russia versus the Caliphate.
Welcome back to the Professor Crazy Show.
Europe, and we are stuck choosing sides, and I think we choose Russia.
We pick Russia. We pick Russia, and Russia wins.
Glenn Beck,
the Caliphate,
is now, I mean, without a doubt, a conspiracy nut. He's like, okay, so Russia's going to take over Europe. That's just a given, and then it's going to be the Caliphate versus Russia, and we're going to back Russia, and then Russia's going to dominate, pretty much most of the world and Europe. That's how it's going to be.
It almost seems like Glenn Beck and other conservatives think Russia's still communist, too. Like, Russia hasn't been communist since the early 90s.
Yeah, Russia's now just clearly a dictatorship. You know what I mean? Obviously, communist regime was a dictatorship, but, it's just a different dictatorship now. Now they have capitalism and they have a dictatorship.
Vladimir Putin's a great leader, though. He killed a bear.
Yeah, former KGB guy as president. That's great.
He strangled a great white shark to death.
They had a scandal recently because no one had seen Putin in public in 10 days. Is he dead? And all this other shit. It's yeah, right, he's not dead.
Putin was just fucking with him. Putin pops out of your birthday cake.
Surprise!
I was here the whole time.
Vladimir Putin!
Fate stays down here. Fascist all across Europe.
Woo!
You watch. That's what's coming.
Yeah.
That's what's coming.
He's so confident.
I don't want to be this guy. I don't want to be the guy. I'm tired of this. I can't tell you how much I want to get away from the damn chalkboard And I don't want to be the guy telling you the bad news.
Somebody needs to tell you the bad news that you're crazy. Glenn, you're a fucking lunatic, buddy.
It's crazy how he actually made it to the point where he was on mainstream news for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And now he has to be, totally self-published,
That's not very shocking at this point. Listen to what he's saying.
He lost so many advertisers.
He seems to do pretty well. He seems like he's a pretty dominant presence on the internet.
Sure.
He's worth so much money anyway that he can even afford to run
That's
it
what
at a
I'm
loss.
saying. Okay, obviously, this is Glenn Beck's show. I mean, he's paying for everything. And you can see the production value is pretty high.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't mistake this for like a prime time show on like a major news network or anything, but it's pretty good production.
But now it's probably
values.
it's probably more of like a niche audience, anyways. He doesn't really need that because like all the people that are listening to him at this point just agree with him. Like, this guy knows what's going on,
and he can just predict the future. He just knows how all this geopolitical shit's gonna turn out. Glenn Beck, he's cracked the fucking code.
But he has to sell you that fear because he wants you to buy the gold shit. He wants you to buy survival packs and all kinds of shit and guns and like you need to be afraid because any moment now the Russians they're over the ridge. And if you're not prepared, America's gone. It's going to be Russia. We're speaking Russian. It's just like they're nuts.
By the way, everybody, before we move on, if you've enjoyed the show so far, please give us the thumbs up. We just did a pretty amazing private show for our patrons.
Thumbs up.
And if you're not a patron already, you're going to miss the next one.
Yeah, and we're actually going to be adding some cool new... we're kind of changing the perks up with Patreon, but those haven't been finalized.
Sexier perks.
Yeah, that's it. Sexier perks.
Yes.
Scotty is going to pose nude in the perks now.
I don't think anyone would pay money to see that.
You have to pay money
actually,
not to see it.
Yeah, okay, well, there you go. You have to pay money not to see it. That's not going to happen. Actually, you know what, TJ? I think you should pose nude. I mean, you've already done it before.
I've already
anyways.
done it. The curiosity factor's not there anymore.
But you can pose the giant banana.
Yeah.
The last one will be called the banana split.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
What you talk about, atheist?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I heard that Tim Black is going to be on Dr. Phil.
You've got to be kidding me.
No.
Tell him to give us a shout out.
I don't think we've left him on good terms.
Doesn't matter.
I'm so shocked.
He can even make it a bad shout out.
And I want to say, fuck the Drunken Peasants. Like, all right.
I don't know. I looked at his stats on Social Blade, and every time he had a big spike in views and subscribers, it coincided with him being on our show.
I don't think so. Ben. Now Ben's the conspiracy theorist. Why don't you go
Conspiracy
fucking write it out on a
Ben.
chalkboard, Ben?
Right.
Ben doesn't want to be that guy, TJ.
I don't want to be this guy with a chalkboard. I want a chalkboard for my set, by the way. I want to fucking show people my theories all written out in
Fuck
chalk.
that. I just want...
Like, what is going on over on his chalkboard anyway? Look at it. It just looks like
jellyfish?
scribbling. It looks like fucking... it looks like a blue whale or something. Just like, yeah.
I was going to say, fuck Glenn Beck's chalkboard. Just give me his money.
I don't even know what's going on back there. It's like scribblings. It's nothing.
My job. It's
He's
part of my
insane.
calling, and so I will do it. But it's up to you to spread the word. It's up to you to do with it what you will. I'm not doing it. I don't care. I don't care. I've moved on from being that guy. I don't want to be that guy. But there's nobody else that sees the world the way I see it, and there's nobody else that will tell
I
you
wonder
these
why that
things.
could
I
be.
haven't seen anybody doing it, and so I will tell you. But it's up to you to do with it what you will. I suggest that you watch it, then do your own homework. And if you buy into it, great, prepare. If you don't buy into it, great, dismiss it. There's no reason to call me a kook or anything else. Whatever.
What?
There's no reason to say I'm crazy.
There is a reason.
To call him a kook.
Start preparing. If you believe it, you start preparing by buying some of these products from my advertisers.
If you don't believe it, just leave me alone. Let me do my thing. Let me just scam people for fucking money and shit. With fucking fear-mongering nonsense. Let me fill people's heads with, like, the most reprehensible gibberish possible, because I genuinely believe this stuff.
He has a strongly held belief. Remember that. Anything is okay if you have a strongly held belief.
Oh, okay.
It's like you hear that from Christians and, like, theists all the time. Like, well, you might say that, but I have a strongly held belief here, guys, that you can't do this or you can't do that because then all these bad things are going to happen. And when those bad things happen, we'll be there to say, I told you so. And most times when those things happen, like gay marriage or legalizing pot in Colorado or Washington, nothing really bad happens. And they're just like, well, they never really have anything to say about that. Or it's like, oh, more people are going to drive stoned, or the next thing, the fags can marry, but now we're going to have animals marrying each other, and people are going to marry animals, and they're going to marry inanimate objects.
I want to marry this desk lamp.
It's like just slippery slope argument.
She understands me.
Or fallacy.
I don't want to be this guy.
You
Good.
are.
Stop
Well, you are.
then.
All
Just stop, Glenn Beck.
You could not
happy.
not want to be on one hand and then be in the other and see which one fills up first.
She's nuts.
Let me tell you, judgment begins in the house of God.
That's right, amen.
But also the restoration of America begins in the house of God.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Let me tell you what I am hearing from the Lord. We are going to see in America a dual revival, a parallel revival.
I need your money.
We are going to see a spiritual revival in tandem with a political revival.
Give me your money.
Together to restore America to the greatness that our forefathers gave us.
You know who this is? This is the father of Ted Cruz.
Neat.
Good.
Yeah, he's Cuban.
He's really preaching what I believe in,
Yeah.
man. I hear what he's saying, and it's just like, it moves me.
You see, we have missed it. For millennia, the model for government, and this is a man-made model, has always been authority flows from God to the government to the people. This is not God's model. It's the times model.
Wait. So this guy is arguing for the divine right of kings, basically, saying, like, the king ruled because, he was appointed by God. So basically this guy is arguing for the return to a theocracy and basically an authoritarian government, which everything is derived from, like, one person. But as long as they think, well, I get my authority from God, though, so it's okay. Okay. This is unbelievably stupid.
I always love how they feel like America needs to be restored to some, like, past state. Like, things are
and
so
that was never
fucked
the
up
state
now.
of America. Maybe he said that it was the state of Europe or like a lot of other countries, sure, but we never had a king. I mean, we did before we were a colony, but not as a country.
But you see, the framers, when they were on their knees seeking revelation from above, and I believe the Constitution of the United States and the Declaration of Independence are the two greatest documents that have ever been written outside of the Bible, because they were written by revelation from God.
Oh.
My.
Yeah. What do you say to that, Scotty?
That's garbage.
What?
That's complete garbage.
Those books were the fucking Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence were basically written by God, Scotty.
No.
God, they were God's stenographers that day.
It's like that.
You don't agree?
That's about as much revisionist history as you can get. It's like, I really love these documents. Be like, yeah, they were written by God. It's like, wait, what?
That's why they're called our God-given rights, Scotty.
I don't think so.
God gave the framers a totally different model. No longer authority flows from God to the government, to the people, but rather authority flows from God to the people, to the government. From God to the people, to the government. You see, it is not coincidental that the first three words in the Constitution are "we the people." God gave the framers a model where all authority is upon we the people. And with that authority
Except
comes
the women
also
people and the black people and the Chinese people. The white landowning male people.
God was a little confused at that time.
Those people.
God has come around.
That was
He's
God's
gotten a little
divine
older.
inspiration. If you're white and you're a man and you own things, then you have a say in America's future. It's like, wow. That's what God intended. All this shit about women voting and black people voting and whatever else, people who don't even own land voting, You're gonna let the fucking real? You're just gonna let the peasants vote? That's disgusting.
Let the plebs vote? I mean,
Blah.
why?
That's
Huh.
not what our founders intended, folks.
This isn't democracy. What's wrong with these people?
To elect righteous leaders. Proverbs 29:2 says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked rule, people mourn. Well, if the righteous are not running for office, if the righteous are not even voting, what is left? The wicked electing the wicked. And we get what we deserve. This is a call to action. Each and every one of us. If the
call to
church
action?
of God, if the church that
What a
exalts
joke.
Jesus Christ.
That doesn't even make any sense to call to action.
Now, can you understand where Ted Cruz gets it from?
Yeah, I can understand that, but I'm saying that most of the people in our legislature and in our government proclaim themselves to be God-fearing Christians. And it's like, this is a call to action. It's like, it's not like you guys are underrepresented in America, like you're some fringe minority no one listens to, and it's like, time to get someone to have our voice. Like, I would say a majority of people have your belief system in America still. It's not like they're this disenfranchised group of people. They pretty much control all the laws in our country, like, and it's just now slowly starting to erode. And they're just like, oh my god, oh shit, the jig is up. Now we gotta fight, fight to get it back, basically. Fucking TJ, you're garbage, TJ.
Gail made a video called Zack Night in Gail's apartment.
Oh shit. He found where she lives finally. She's fucked.
Did she get pregnant just from
Here we
looking
go.
at him?
Zack on this video. This is where I think he's at. And I'm putting lightning bolts on him. He's still there. Okay, let's just see if this worked.
Is Zack Knight a changeling? Or a
Let's
shack
see if
shifter?
this worked.
I see him. Do you guys see him? It's like, where's Waldo?
He's
You
right
really
there.
gotta look.
And I got me a new pair of shoes too, which Jesus says are powerful shoes. Hi, you guys. I'm Skyping with Brent
Okay.
Spiner, and he said that Jesus put power in my shoes, my walking shoes. I think Zack Knight's right there by my door. That's what I sense with my shoes.
No.
I'm not sure, but hey, Zack Knight, get out of here. Get out,
Get out, Zack Knight.
and leave me alone.
She seems pretty calm about it. She's kind of like, get out of here.
Get out of here, Zack Knight.
Come on.
Go away, Zack Knight.
Come on.
The
Be
bane
gone.
of my existence.
Get out of here, Zack Knight.
Be
Get
gone,
out of
Zack
here.
Knight.
The man who is single-handedly trying to engineer my
out of here,
destruction.
Zack
Get
Knight.
out.
Come on.
Evil
Go,
Jesuit.
Zack. Go.
That's where he's at.
I have shoes.
Go.
Go, Zack Knight.
These are powerful shoes.
Go, Zack Knight. Go.
So, let's
Jesus
see
kind
if
of bored if he's doing that kind of shit
Brett
now.
wants me to upload this
Zack
to
Knight's just
YouTube,
hanging
so-
around her house. Yeah, I'm just gonna chill
Yeah,
here
I bought
invisibly.
them yesterday at Academy, and I just came out of the shower because I went for my walk. Zack Knight has been trying to sabotage my health by causing me to believe that I have histamine intolerance, and he uses mind control to do that. And he's been a bad boy, so I decided to take care of him.
Good job.
I see.
You did it, Gail. Zack Knight can't stand those holy shoes.
Anointed by
Blessed
Jesus.
by Jesus, yes.
So, TJ, remember that post that you made about, not having any pan
No.
on Facebook?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, someone made a video and it says, TJ, you need help.
I need help.
TJ, you need help, man. Yeah,
Do you want to watch it?
Sure.
I think it's an intervention.
An intervention, fine.
I applaud this video. It says, take some real courage.
TJ, wait, hold on. Hold on.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay, TJ.
Pause.
TJ.
Pause.
TJ. You need help, bro.
This is the person who's telling me I need help?
Yes.
I've never seen a living being that actually looks so much like a treasure troll. And he's going to tell me that I need help.
TJ, you need help. Okay, buddy, look. You know, TJ, you can insult his appearance, But he's here. He's
I'm
here
not
with a
even-
powerful message, TJ.
I'm just saying.
A powerful message.
I'm not even
TJ.
insulting his appearance. I'm just saying he does not look like he has everything together.
TJ, look, man. I know the truth's gonna hurt you, but this guy's gonna lay down the truth for you. Are you willing to listen, TJ?
Yeah. All right.
It's an intervention.
I'm gonna be
TJ.
open-minded.
Okay.
Open mind.
DJ, you could tell by this, firstly, I'm not the most straight edge of people either, but I don't think you really get the point here.
Okay, I don't.
Okay.
So, these two failed at this. I haven't smoked weed in days.
It's like you're
and I can
struggling just to
comfortably say
exist.
To all of you, fucking shit. Screen cap went off screen. I haven't smoked weed in days, and I can comfortably say to all of you that sobriety is the biggest crock of shit in existence. I'm certain that I'm certain than ever. Great wording. That straight edge people are fucking idiots. I'm going to poison my body with blah. I'm not going to poison my body with blah blah blah. Yeah, well, I'm not going to poison my mind with your boring reality.
Man,
Thank
it's
God for booze.
Really
Okay.
painful to hear him reading what I said.
Do you know why reality is so boring right now? It's because you're just coming off fucking alcohol. This is
That's
some
not
shit
true.
that goes without explaining.
Hold on. Stop. No. Reality has been boring since long before I ever fucking even discovered alcohol or weed or anything else. The world was still pretty damn boring and routine.
I have to withdraw my thing about saying you should listen to this guy. He's beyond terrible. Like, even the Why Be an Atheist guy makes more coherent videos.
He read my shit in such a way that you can't.
He's like, great wording. It's like, dude, you're
the one who's butchering
It barely
everything.
sounds like you can read. I mean, I'm not even said to be offensive to you. Like, I don't know your state of mind. It looks like you're pretty stoned.
It was times of best. It was worst of best times. It
It's
was
like-
time of bad things.
He's just getting so much wrong. He's like, you're probably just coming off alcohol, and it's like, what? Did you say that? 'Cause on the post he's talking about, I'm pretty sure you didn't say you had alcohol. You were
I didn't
saying,
even mention alcohol.
You were saying
Maybe I
like
did.
you were totally sober for like 3 or 4 days, and you're like, this sucks. I don't like it.
Yeah, it was pretty lame, you know? I don't understand. I guess I got a lot of shit for that post. I don't ever read comments on posts beyond, like, the first, 10 or so. So, I never really saw much of the, negative feedback. But I think it's it's like a pretty innocuous statement. It's just saying, I was sober for, 3 days straight, and I didn't like it. It's like, oh, you need help, man. You got a problem. It's like, not really. I think that the reality that would force me to fucking want to do that on a daily basis is probably the problem. I mean, I can't even fathom this fucking existence where it's like every day I have to look at so much stupid bullshit. Here's the menagerie of human stupidity. Here's 1,001 horrible things that happen today, and here's this crazy person that believes these horrible things, and they are totally irrational, and yet they are granted this great amount of public trust and respect. And I'm just supposed to be like, this is great. I love this shit. Woo! I'm having a great old time on this planet, man. I love these fucking regressive, hateful people that just determine public policy. It's cool.
You should be happy.
Let's read the other one first before I even respond to your dumbass.
Go ahead.
Dude, you're dumbass. You can't even have this shit prepared. You couldn't even get a notepad
Straight edge
file.
motto: keep your mind and body pure by never doing anything fun with either of them. It's all the strictness of Puritanism, but without sacrificing your rebellious street credit. I'm a punk rocker. I don't do
He
drugs.
doesn't.
I just bear up.
You can't. You're not reading it correctly at all. You're reading it so detached and with. You're not paying any attention to where I put punctuation or anything. You're just I'm just gonna read it 3 words at a time until it makes some sense. It doesn't work that way. You have to actually read it based on the punctuation. There's stuff that's in quotations. There's stuff where there's hyphens and fucking colons and semicolons and other things that indicate the manner and tone in which it's supposed to be read, and you're just ignoring all of them. How can you even refute a fucking sentence if you can't even read the sentence properly so that it can be understood by a fucking audience?
That's an extremely good point.
I mean, like, you're going to literally sit here and try to deconstruct something that you can't even convey. This is fucking retarded.
And ultimately, I mean, most of what you said is just your opinion. I mean, what is he going to deconstruct? He's like, your opinion is wrong. It's like, okay, why is it wrong?
I don't care. You know, I'll fucking get into a meaningless battle of opinions with someone,
Sure.
but bring some ammunition to the fucking battle. Don't be like, you're wrong because you're stupid. I'm gonna read this statement poorly.
This is like, you know, bringing a knife to a gunfight. It's like bringing a stick to a gunfight.
I mean, like,
you brought a twig to a gunfight. You know, hey, God, I'm gonna get you guys.
I'm looking at, like, someone who looks like they're living in, like, a hovel of shit and is fucking, like, you know, just, like, mean-spirited and unattractive in every way, emotionally, physically, and otherwise.
Crouched over a keyboard, like, clicking, like...
Who's gonna fucking sit
It's
there
like
and,
Gollum is, like, poning you, dude.
try to tell me how to live my life.
An
and
unfunny version of Gollum.
He's, like, struggling to breathe throughout the entire video, like... this is so... You're so dumb.
You're a dumbass. I don't like you. Cheetos.
This is horrible.
People who do and act like a judgmental cretin. Okay, so first of all,
he doesn't have to read anymore.
Just because your last status, everyone like fucking disagreed with you.
Not everyone did not disagree with me. It was shared like 300 times
because
and
you were
shit.
being a judgmental cretin. By the
No.
way, did you turn into John all of a sudden?
John?
It's sad that many of those who are in the most dire need of having their perception altered are also the most viscerally opposed to tampering with their precious consciousness. Okay. The most
Hold on. We gotta kill this out of fucking pity at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I can't even do this anymore. It's just, it would be mean to watch even another second of this video.
Yeah, like, there's nothing. I mean, this guy, he's taking so long to make any point, and his point against you is just like, you're an asshole. I mean, that's fine. He's entitled to his opinion, but that's really where it ends. He's not like coming with like, you know, TJ, this is, you know, the facts about weed, or this is the facts about dependency.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know.
I just thought it was hilarious.
It is.
Yeah, it's so bad. It is pretty fun.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, there's more news about shit getting destroyed in Iraq.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
The city of Babylon has seen empires come and empires go. Built, destroyed, rebuilt, and ransacked time
Cheesy
and
music
time again.
optional.
It dates back almost 4,500 years and remains.
That's around
a
the time
symbol
of
the
Noah's
glory
flood.
Well, they were probably covered by the flood, dude.
Yeah, that's why they were destroyed.
Yeah.
In the flood.
Mesopotamia. Babylon was last rebuilt, if you can call it that, by Saddam Hussein in the 1980s. One of his palaces looms over the ruins. The renovated ruins include bricks stamped with his name,
I miss
describing
Saddam.
him as the son of the great Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Adnan Abu Fatima has come with his family to see the ruins. This wasn't Saddam's, he says. It belonged to our grandfathers, the Babylonians, not Saddam.
Bullshit. Quit trying to take from
What
Saddam what's
What does this
Saddam's.
guy know?
The Bible says, give unto Saddam's that which is Saddam's.
Whose
man.
name's on the bricks, bitch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whose name's on the bricks?
Can you read? Oh, I guess you can't.
Stupid motherfucker. Woohoo! Fuck you, history.
But ISIS's reign of terror has eclipsed Saddam's megalomania. Last month, ISIS posted footage of the destruction of priceless artifacts in the Mosul Museum. They've reportedly bulldozed the ancient cities of Nineveh and Hatra in northern Iraq.
This is the weirdest part of ISIS to me. Like, they're just like, fuck history, basically.
Yep.
What is the deal with that? Like, what is even the thinking behind that? They just don't want anything to exist but Islam, so they just have to destroy everything.
That's what
not.
it is. Like, this is a different culture. This is like ideology.
Yeah, those were
basically.
pre-Islamic cultures.
So fuck that. Get rid of it.
Yep.
The Mosul Museum was destroyed. Why? Asked Adnan, addressing ISIS. That is the heritage of your grandfathers. Why did you do that? South of Baghdad, Babylon is out of ISIS's reach. For ISIS, monuments like these are from Al-Asr al-Jahiliyyah, Arabic for the age of ignorance before the advent of Islam, and therefore must be destroyed. But for most Iraqis, they're the achievements of their forefathers and a great source of national pride. Oh, he says this is the victory sign against Daesh. Syed is a leader of the Iraqi Scouts movement. He and other parents are preparing for a campout intended to teach Iraqi boys and girls about their history. We have to preserve our heritage to show how advanced Babylonian civilization was, says Muna. It was the pinnacle of ancient civilization.
Apostates!
Yeah?
Kill the apostates.
Where's ISIS when you need them?
Where's ISIS when you need them?
History is taken personally here. When I saw what happened, I was determined to preserve our antiquities from ISIS, says Safa ad-Din, who fled Mosul last year when ISIS overran the city.
Wonder why. I mean, they're
Iraq's
offering in
very
paradise.
identity is tied up with its ancient past. In a land where history is measured not in centuries, but in millennia, sites like these have a deep personal resonance. Babylon is our soul, says Muhammad Hattab from the Antiquities Department. It's our heritage, our history, and we'll defend it.
You know what's weird is like these ISIS fucks are relatively new. I mean, like, this stuff wasn't destroyed up until now.
Right.
We managed to survive all this time, but then all of a sudden it's like, we gotta get rid of this shit. It's a problem.
Dude, ISIS is... I mean, look, these people have some sophistication. They realize this is going to get news. It's going to be in the news when they do shit like this. They want media attention. It's obvious. It's obvious the way they operate. They want this kind of attention. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to do this if they can.
And a history now under assault from latter-day barbarians.
ISIS's next attack is going to be they're going to destroy the Mona Lisa.
I'm sure they would love to.
Go to the Louvre with a flamethrower.
Go to the Louvre with a flamethrower.
Good luck.
You know what? I don't even think... It's like encased in like this crazy glass.
I don't think that would even do it, dude.
I think it could probably even take a bullet.
Probably.
Yeah.
It was destroyed in Team America World Police, though.
You mean that movie where puppets are alive?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That one.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Some people out there are cunts.
Yeah. What kind of people are they? TJ.
It's like pussies,
Yeah.
assholes, and
dicks.
Yeah, that's it. Dicks, pussies, and assholes.
Dicks fuck pussies.
Yep.
But they also fuck assholes.
Yep. All right, time for Q&A.
Q&A.
Everyone, if you've enjoyed the show, please give us a thumbs up.
If you thought the show sucked dick, then just leave. After giving us a thumbs up, anyway.
After giving us a thumbs up.
And praising us.
Give us a thumbs up whether you liked it or hated it. We don't even care.
Praise TJ in the comments. TJ's ego has been battered lately.
Yeah, you know.
Like, TJ's great.
My ego
We
shit.
sure do love
I
TJ.
need lots of self-affirming stuff. You know? Talk about your love for me. All that. Your profound dedication
Hey,
to
Drunken Peasants,
spreading
it's
my good word.
3:15 in the morning. I can't fucking sleep. My question for you is
sleep.
Be quiet, TJ. My question is.
He knew.
That's awesome.
What's your absolute dream job? If
That's
there
awesome.
any job you just dreamt of, just to be to work as, what would it be?
All right,
I respect that guy for predicting what I was going to do.
You're very predictable.
I know, but still, the fact that he thought to do that in his video, that makes me respect him.
I think I don't know. I can't speak for TJ, but I think it'd be awesome to be able to just make whatever movie or like whatever idea you had like in your head that you wanted to do. That'd be like a sweet job. Like, so I guess if you had to choose one, it'd probably be like,
yeah, that'd be
directing
cool.
would be pretty awesome.
Like being a producer or director.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
that'd be pretty sweet. I think that's probably mine too.
Ben, do you have an answer?
Sorry, I wasn't even paying attention because I was.
What's
your dream job, basically?
If you could do any job.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Ben would just be a beer tester.
Probably something like that.
Ben would probably just be able to live in like a
food critic / beer tester.
Yeah, there you go.
That's Ben.
That's Ben. I was like, yeah, you said that. Like, yeah, that makes sense. Ben just gets paid to travel and drink booze.
That's like Anthony Bourdain's job.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you probably should have a job like that. Essentially, not a bad job.
Yeah,
I'd do it.
Hey, Drunken Peasants. I realize there's no real metric for determining this, but if you had to hypothesize, what do you think is more, let's use the word dangerous, to Western civilization? Right-wing Christian evangelism, fundamentalism, or this new sort of pseudo-liberal, hardcore political correct, radical feminist type ideology? Thanks.
I'm not too keen on either of those things, honestly.
I mean...
which I think is more dangerous. I mean, right now, I would say the right-wingers are more dangerous. But, I mean, that could change. It's really just a matter of how popular these things get.
Yeah, but I'm not definitely in favor of either of those movements. I mean,
No.
It's because these conservatives, like, you know, they go this one really radical direction. Then you have these social justice warrior types who are just like, oh, we need to sanitize everything in society.
At least with the social justice warriors, I could say, like, well, I can see where you guys are well-meaning.
Sure.
But with the Republicans, it's like, well, I can see where you guys are even like fundamentally evil in all ways.
Well, you gotta see who's pulling the strings. It's like, oh shit, this is basically just like the corporate party that like everything they'll benefit like this small group of people that are willing to do. But under the auspice, they want to benefit everyone.
And they'll just evoke like God's name left and right just so they can basically like suck off the megacorps.
Yeah.
It's a big brown dick.
And he's sucking on it.
Mass murder pills. TJ seemed pretty excited by my big brown dick last time.
Yeah.
So this time I've opted for a bigger, browner dick.
That's awesome.
It's been said since ancient times
I can't
that
see
man
a
is
cigar
essentially
without doing
hollow.
that.
More properly, that we exist within a state of want. I suppose in a modern axiomatic context, you would say that necessity is the mother of invention. How much credence do you give to that idea? Do you think that as society becomes more comfortable, some would say complacent, that we also become less effectual, and that's what causes us to fail?
No. I don't really think that. I think laziness is actually the mother of invention. I think it's
how to make things simpler.
Yeah, because I mean, like everything starts with like, God damn it, there's got to be an easier way than this.
There's got to be a better way.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. Like even those worst products in the world are based on the auspices of there's an easier way to do this thing.
That's kind of like the principle of like engineering. It's like, man,
by the way,
if we're doing shit now is kind of fucked up, you know.
Yeah,
we can make it easier.
We can
make it
expedite
better.
this process. And you know, and you see innovations happen on pretty much every level of society. Like even if you're just some stupid redneck fuck, you can invent some new duck call that everyone loves. If Duck Dynasty has shown us any fucking thing worth knowing, it's that. Not that I fucking have any use for a goddamn duck call, but if someone does, motherfuckers invented one. But the reason I keep going back to the big brown dick thing is because I've been programmed by George Carlin to always make that association. Because that was in one of his stand-up specials.
Hi, Drunken Peasants. My question is, what is TJ and Scotty's relation to Ben? And whatever happened to Cody?
Cody died.
And was also eaten by velociraptors.
Cody, he was... Well, I think we can tell the true story of Cody's death, Scotty. Shit. Are you ready to... I think, you know, we got to start telling this lame velociraptor shit.
All right, TJ, go ahead. You killed Cody, didn't you, TJ?
No, it was nothing. Well, some would say.
In your anger, you killed him.
No, it was nothing like that. I was helping Cody work on his anal horizons, and we were trying to work up to where he could take an elephant cock, but unfortunately, he died at rhino cock. And
Rhino was just too rough. I begged him to stop.
The rhino, when I had it fuck the test dummy, it was very gentle. But then when Cody was actually under there screaming and flailing, it got really excited and crushed him against a rock. It wasn't the actual dick that killed Cody. It was just the motion of the rhino, all that weight being heaved around. We probably shouldn't have done it up against a boulder. But hindsight is 20/20, and nothing of value was lost. So, anyway, me and Sky's relationship to Ben is like, I don't know, gimp. Would that be the word?
Yeah, Ben is like basically like TJ's manservant.
We keep him in a box when he's not being used.
Yeah.
He
brings TJ pizza and booze. That's his job. More booze, more pizza.
No, you're thinking of Galen, because Galen.
No, that was Galen. That used to be Galen's job. Then
Galen was my
him.
butler. No, I still make Galen. That's why his neck's all fucked up, because he keeps having to come all the way up here just to bring me menial items. I'm like, Galen, fetch me a cola. It's like, you could probably just go down to the gas. Shut up. And he drives up here. Takes about 9-10 hours, and by the time it gets here, the soda's warm, and I just kind of throw it in his face. Fuck you, Galen.
Be gone.
Hi guys, 2 questions for you. Number 1, how often do you find yourself arguing with fellow unbelievers who still defend religion? Because that's something that happens a lot to me here in Italy, so I was wondering how often that happens in the US as well. And number 2, most importantly, what do you think is the main reason for them to do that? Cheers, guys.
Double vision.
Cheers, guys.
So what was the first question? Does anyone remember? Oh, arguing with other atheists about religion. I only get that with Islam. No one ever seems to go after me for going after Christianity.
Like, yeah, that's okay.
But if I go after Islam, sometimes atheists will be like, this is not productive and this is racist or something. I was like, how's it racist? Islam's not a race. Islam is an ideology. And it deserves to be criticized like any other.
I have an answer for this. The worst atheists, in my opinion, are the ones who are like, why are you even talking about religion? Like, who cares? You're an atheist, A+, that's awesome, that's great. But can't you just keep that to yourself? And like, do you really need to go around telling people about it? It's like, I'm not like, it's like, okay, but I'm not a street preacher.
We're not proselytizing about it.
Yeah, that's one thing. If I was just going to people like, are you an atheist? Are you an atheist? Are you an atheist? It's like, you're putting your content on the internet. It's just, it's a different medium. I mean, if someone doesn't like that, they can just be like, oh, I'm not going to watch the Amazing Atheist channel. I'm not going to watch this atheist channel. I don't want anything to do with that. There's a choice in the matter. It's not TJ's going to stand on the street corner with the fucking megaphone and yell at everyone coming by.
The universe neither approves nor disapproves of anyone. There is no God. Atheist street preacher.
Yo, DP.
Yo.
So, my question is, what do you guys think is the worst thing about the internet? Thanks.
ISPs.
Yeah, that's probably the answer. Yeah. I probably would have had a different answer, but Scotty's answer is pretty much the truth.
Yeah.
So
at least in the U.S., like our ISP is garbage. They haven't increased the speed. They only increased the price.
Woo.
Hey, Drunken Peasants. I have 2 questions for you guys today. My first question is, do you have any opinion on deism? My second one is, do you have any opinion, or do you play any sports video games like Madden or NBA 2K?
Don't really play many sports games. Scotty and Ben play Madden a little bit.
Yeah, Madden sometimes.
Yeah, we have before.
Yeah, that's pretty funny to watch him play. You can see the butt hurt happening, but then we're trying to restrain itself because neither of them want to seem like whiny little bitches when they lose or something bad happens to them in the game. But you can tell just looking at their faces, you kind of see that restrained. Like, I want to be a douchebag right now, but
that's anyone playing a sports game.
I don't know.
Anyone who's invested
But I can
in the
see
game.
I can see it in both. I can see it in both of them.
Oh,
I'm not talking about either one.
Dude,
there. I'm talking about
that
both.
happens to you too, though, when you play.
Well, I don't play.
Okay, dude, you like rage quit in the second quarter when I like intercepted you like 3 times.
Because there's no point in me playing when I'm clearly going to lose.
Well, fair
And
enough.
the other question about deism. I mean, I don't really meet many deists. Like, most people who...
No.
Like, if you're going to be a deist, just be an atheist. You're basically an atheist anyway. You're just saying, like, maybe there's a God that doesn't care. It's like, what's the difference between
might as
that
well
and
not be
atheism
one,
anyway?
yeah.
Might as well not be one at all. You're just saying he's just some uninvolved fuck that just, like, snapped his fingers to start things off and hasn't done anything since. Seems kind of useless. I mean, if you just want a needless contrivance for no reason, I guess it's fine. But I don't really see how it means anything.
Yeah, I don't see the point, but...
Hey guys, I have 2 questions. The first one's quick. How often do people recognize you guys when you're around town, and what do they say? And my second question
Every day.
is for TJ.
All the time.
You sometimes...
Boo! Boo, TJ!
Okay,
Boo!
so it doesn't happen very often.
I would say even to me it doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. I've been asked to take pictures with 2 people in the last few months. That's probably about as bad as it ever
at
gets.
the WWE show.
And then I think at a Chipotle as well. I was asked to take a picture.
Yeah, I
of
remember that. Like, I was like, why the fuck? What took you so long? You're like, oh, some dude was like, are you, like really stoned dude, are you TJ? And you're like, yeah. Can I take a picture with you? And you're like, I guess. And she just like so awkward. Like, I've been there with TJ and like people liked him, like fans of his, like, are you the Amazing Atheist? Are you TJ? And it's like, yeah. They're like, oh yeah, you're great. And she just like, thanks, I guess. And like she like walks away quickly, like, what the hell's going on here?
I don't like it.
Just mention your belief that the public school systems are an indoctrination center. Can you give insight on what you think that the indoctrination is geared towards, and what do you think would be a plausible solution? Also, do you agree that your belief on this matter may potentially be biased due to the fact that you dropped out of high school yourself? Thanks, guys.
Oh, of course he's biased.
I'm biased, but I dropped out of high school because of the very problems I'm talking about.
Dude, okay, well, first off,
I'll give you an example of just
All right,
like
go
some
ahead.
indoctrination. Like, they did things like I had longer hair at the time, and when I came to the high school in Louisiana, they said I had to cut my hair. Which is not necessarily ideological indoctrination to a certain point of view, but it's basically like, we control your appearance. And, they had, like the strict, I think they ended up instituting uniforms later. They didn't have it at my time, but they had a very strict dress code. And, if you read the student manual, I mean, it's just a series of like, you're basically almost at a slightly less formal army fucking institution of some kind. And, basically the history classes are mostly geared towards a very particular view of history. It's not even really like taught that there's other ways to evaluate history, and you might learn something about like we were mean to the Indians or it was bad to have slaves, but they really don't delve too far into it. At least they didn't in the curriculums that I experienced, but I mean everyone's different. But I mean, like, most of what's wrong with high school is that it doesn't actually it doesn't like impart any sort of critical thinking skills. There's no emphasis really placed on how to think or how to approach situations, how to use, reasoning and evidence and like why those things are important, why a claim that has evidence is more valid than a claim that doesn't have evidence, which that's a useful thing to know beyond just our petty debates about religion. That comes into play when it comes to things like medicine. If people actually valued evidence, there would be no giant anti-vaccine movement or some giant anti-evolution movement in America. So I think the education system fails people in that regard.
I would say standardized testing too. It's like, we're gonna put this bullshit criteria. It's like everyone needs to pass this test because I remember in school that's what it was. Like, this is so important to pass it and do well on this test. That was all of the focus most of the year was that leading up to that test. You got to take this test. You got to pass this test. You got to do well on this test. And it's like, okay, so our education centers around this test, and what does the test do? It basically just determines the funding. That's all that's the only reason they care.
They should give you your fucking diploma for passing the test. Be like, all right, you're done.
Well, that's all they give a shit about.
I mean,
it's all about funding the school.
And that doesn't really seem like you're not really educating someone just by teaching them
Right.
to pass a test. You're just giving them a crash course on how to pass that particular
Right.
test. That's all you're doing. You're not actually
But they
teaching
put
them a real
so much
skill.
more emphasis on it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just the thing. I mean, everything is just very selective and homogenized. And another thing about high school is like, I basically didn't. I refused. Look, I flat out refused to do any work in school. I was basically like a conscientious objector to fucking the school system, to the point where I did not turn in any assignments or do any work for the last 3 or 4 years that I was going, and I just kept getting social promotions. So it basically shows that the system is bullshit. They don't even care if you're actually being educated or not. They'll just keep you going. Like, yep, you keep moving. We don't want you here. Let's get you out the door as soon as possible.
Hey Drunken Peasants, I was just wondering what are your opinions on nihilism, the belief that values are baseless and that there is no reason to do anything. Also, why do you disagree with the veganistic idea that animals should be treated morally just like humans should?
Wouldn't a true nihilist fail to even identify themselves as a nihilist?
I've always thought the same.
You know, like, you wouldn't even bother with some fancy ism if that's really how you felt.
Okay, the next question is the veganism question.
Yeah.
I don't care about vegans.
Well,
I eat them.
So do you think it's moral to eat animals?
I mean, I don't know if it is or not, but it's just like what we do. Maybe like someday it'll be looked on the same way as like, you know, these humans used to have slaves, or these humans used to do this.
They do that in Star Trek, remember? We were watching that episode. O'Brien was talking to his wife, and she's like, oh man, you like had to touch raw meat?
Yeah. It was pretty foreign to them.
Yeah.
But it didn't seem like it was like morally taboo though.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. But I mean, I don't know how. I mean, like, you really don't know how it's going to be appraised. I think morality is subjective to some extent, if not to all extent. So, I mean, like, you really don't know. Like, it could be that in 100 years, everyone recognizes that, you know, our propensity to eat meat in, you know, what we think of as the now is going to be, like, historically regarded as some, like, heinous, reprehensible shit. Who knows?
All right, one last question.
So, here's my question for the Drunken Peasants. Scotty, you're fucking awesome. You guys are all awesome, but Scotty, you're awesome in general. So, I've been watching the show Forensic Files, and they kind of study real murders and crimes that have happened in the States. And I've noticed in like 4 or 5 episodes, people have had their homes broken into and their guns used against them. A lot of these people that are murdered, obviously are murdered by people that they know, or like their friends or whatever.
Yeah.
And they know that they have guns. They'll break into their homes and use their guns against them. Now, I live in Canada, and a lot of people don't have their own guns. So, I was just wondering what you guys thought about that, because I don't know, like, it just seems
We finally found one good Canadian that recognizes the greatness of America. Specifically me. That is a really funny point this guy brings up, though, that you literally have people like, a gun's gonna make me safe, and then someone knows they have a gun and just goes, breaks in, kills them with their own weapon.
Yep.
That happens all the time. And it's people like, guns make me safe. It's like, that's assuming a lot of things, that you get to the gun first, that you have it's loaded, and you point at the person you want to stop. That's not always the case.
Nope.
So they with knives and other weapons.
I think anytime people tell themselves that they're completely safe in any situation, or that something else is making them safer, it's another example of a claim that should require more evidence. You know, you shouldn't just be able to say, having this gun makes me safer, therefore it is so. You should actually have to look and see, like, statistically, does this gun actually make me safer? And I really don't know what the breakdown is in that regard, but I don't suspect that it does.
I mean, if by that rationale, the U.S. would easily be the safest country in the world. Let me look at our gun ownership rates.
Yeah.
I mean, they've declined, in all fairness, but we still own way more guns than most countries and most people, and it's not like America's this safe utopia.
I thought it was.
And I mean, that's not to say guns have never saved someone's life. The
Sure,
bad guy's at the door, and, you know, you have the gun, and it saved you. Yeah, sure, that can happen. There's plenty of times it doesn't go, like this guy pointed out on like show like Forensic Files, it goes the other way. They get the drop on you, they grab the gun, they blow you away.
But the thing is, though, every American thinks they're fucking Rambo on some level.
Yeah, if I heard
They
people,
probably have not used firearms.
I overheard people in like a
delusional.
restaurant one time talking about the Aurora, Colorado shooting, and they're like, if I would have been there and I would have had my gun, I would have blown that motherfucker away. Like,
yeah, right. Yeah. Give me a fucking break. You know, you would have been Dirty Harry, right? You know, doom, doom, doom. You know, I love people like that.
People,
like,
I think a lot of people, they see movies where that happens and they think like, yeah, that's like everything I just saw on the screen in this fucking high-octane action movie was pretty plausible. I could do that.
Yeah, because most people often fire in the open without cover and just out regard for being like, can I be shot? Oh well. I mean, they say that I would have blown that guy away. Would you stand across from a crazy guy with a shotgun in a fucking movie theater and pull out your gun like you're gonna aim and fire?
The second someone comes into a theater and starts shooting, it's gonna be total chaos.
That's what I'm saying. It's not gonna be like
you're not going to clearly even know which direction the attack is coming from.
No, those people would have, TJ.
Because they're just like that. They got that steel will under pressure shit, you know?
Yep.
They're just like fucking John Matrix and Commando. People can be firing at them with fucking automatic weapons, and they don't even flinch.
Not even close.
They're not even close. Just bullets all around them, but none hit them, and then they just pull out a pistol and one shot. Boom, headshot. Villain's dead.
Headshot. Drop clip. Reload. Headshot. Oh, switch to the M60. Everyone's dead. Oh, throw some grenades. I fucking dismeated. What?
Dismeated.
I've defeated a fucking small army, you know, no problem.
All right, so we're going to end the YouTube show now. We're going to do the post show.
Fuck you, YouTube.
Make sure to get it on iTunes, get it on Podbean, however you want to get it. Just download it.
Steal it from Ben, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Do.
All right, good night.
TJSucks.net.
It's a shorter show.